People to show up in here.
We are live.
We are live. I want to check to see if it shows up on. Yep, it's showing up on Twitter.
Sweet. I'm going to shoot her to retweet. All
So
right.
we got two people here. Let's wait for a few more people to get in here, and then we'll start up.
Yes, sir.
See, I got three people here.
Tristan's already destroying our comments with great stuff. Thanks, Tristan.
Yep, Tristan's probably in here at this point. So
Road to 300K. That would be amazing. I don't even know if there's 300,000 Colts fans out there. Probably. But.
I don't think there is. There's probably like in the 100,000 area, but hey, you know what? If we can reach in the tens of thousands at some point, that would be incredible. But looks like we're getting a few people in here. Looks like we got about 13 people in here right now. So hello, guys. Welcome today to another Bring the Juice Colts podcast live stream. You got me and Cody here today. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to do it yesterday. Just wasn't feeling up to it. Was kind of down in the dumps yesterday, but we're back. You get both of us today, so much better this time around. And today we're going to be talking about, a bunch of stuff today. There's a lot to cover, a lot of things going on with our channel, a lot of news around the NFL, some other things of that nature that we're definitely going to talk about. And we'll certainly get into that. Let's get into some of these comments. Arrowhead Sports was in here about an hour and a half ago saying hello there.
Yes.
Tristan obviously being in here. Tristan, thank you so much
Tristan's
for being in here.
Unpaid mod.
And for Tristan. Yes, Tristan's our unpaid mod at this point. And this guy comes into our comments and destroys our comments every video. For the 19 of you that are in here, hit the freaking like button on the stream on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe to us, guys. Come on. We know that the 4,000 of you, the almost 5,000 of you that follow us on Twitter do not follow us on YouTube. If you have Twitter, you have a YouTube. So please subscribe. We would encourage you to subscribe. And before we start getting into some of these questions, let's go ahead and talk about a couple of things here, guys. First off, got to say thank you to our sponsors here. Got to make sure we shout out. Be sure to follow rosterguy.com, guys, for unique analysis and opinions on everything sports. Be sure to check them out, guys. Cody and I have been a part of Roster Guy back in the day, and it was fun being with them. And they have a lot of great writers and great contributors. Be sure to see if you want to be part of their team. Actually, you can email them and see if you can become a contributor to help write for them. That's always a fun opportunity. And then make sure you guys are checking out the Fan to Fan Network. Okay, guys, the site's been up for, what is it now? About 2 weeks. Been about 2 weeks now that the site's been up. And it's been fun, guys. We've been cranking out more content recently. And again, guys, Fan to Fan Network, the place where the voice that sports fans deserve, okay? We're going to be part of this. Brand ambassadors from all 32 NFL teams coming to one place to bring you guys NFL content all year round. And be sure to follow the Twitch, guys, because here soon, once training camps are done, we're going to be starting up the Twitch streams, and we're going to start doing live streams on Twitch from Fan to Fan Network of a whole bunch of different games and everything else to bring you guys content for that. So again, make sure you guys are following it, because again, this is not just for the Colts content that you guys love and you're here for, but it's for your everyday NFL content. That's where we want you guys to go. Okay. And another thing, guys, before we continue to get in with some of these comments as well, we've had a couple videos come out over the last few days. We want to make sure that you guys see our most recent player interviews that we did with Indianapolis Colts wide receivers Darius Fountain and Zack Pascal. We had a lot of fun with those earlier this week. I mean, it's always fun when you get to interview NFL players, but those two guys were really awesome. They were really cool. They were fun to talk to. I know, Cody, you probably agree with that.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, Derek, what was your favorite part of each interview? So we'll start with Zack Pascal because we had done his first, and then we'll go to Darius, and I'll tell you mine also.
Yeah. I think my favorite moment of that interview, there are two parts. The part where him and I shared that small little moment of the fact that we both had the same birthday.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of funny. That was a good laugh. And at the end, when I got to ask him that question of what to expect from him and the Colts in 2020, and that answer he gave, and not to mention his answer that he gave for what his expectation was this year. Yeah. I mean, gotta love the confidence. Even from your potential number 4 receiver, you got to love the confidence of him to be able to think that's where he wants to go. Because, only a few select guys get selected to the Pro Bowl every year. And, that's a big goal. And I know we say that the Pro Bowl really shouldn't matter, but, for a person like Zack Pascal, who's had very little recognition up until now, to want to go to the highest stage of what we now know in the NFL. I mean, I love the confidence there.
Me too. Yeah. I would definitely say my favorite moment was beyond the things that you said. When I was talking to him about T.Y. Hilton a little bit, and the fact that T.Y. Hilton is obviously a major competitor. He had, his most injury-riddled season of his career last year. And Zack Pascal did the little, he did the T.Y. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was funny.
So I thought that was good. He obviously has worked with T.Y. for 2 years, and he believes that he's going to come back. And I know Dick Sirianni even said we're going to, if he can stay healthy, he's going to be in 2018 T.Y. Hilton, which one of his best statistical seasons. So
yeah,
super exciting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then also asking him about his favorite play. That was interesting to get kind of his insight. Because I said the game against Houston where he kind of like jumped over to the defenders, and he didn't really somersault now that I watched the play again, but he kind of just jumped over the defenders into the end zone.
Jumped over him, yeah.
Yeah. But he said his favorite play, and I went back and found it in that Pittsburgh game, right? It was like a toe tap catch on the sideline. Nothing spectacular. It was like an 8 to 10 yard catch. But I think he just loved the fact that he was able to make a cool catch like that. Those catches are always super cool to watch.
Yeah,
it must have been obviously a super cool moment for him to be able to actually make that catch. So those were a couple cool nuggets that I took from that interview. The Reese interview was really cool in the fact that, everybody knows Zack Pascal if you're a Colts fan, right? But, a lot of Colts fans know of Reese Fountain, but he's a lot less known, I guess. And that's okay. I mean, he hasn't been able to see the field yet, but I'm curious, Derek, what was your favorite part of that interview? There was a lot of really cool moments from that. What was your favorite part?
Well, Darius's interview, it was just fun to sit back and let this man tell you what his journey's been like over the last year. I mean, I said it on Twitter multiple times that I said, how can you not listen to this story of the comeback player, right? We all love the underdog story. We all love the comeback story because it makes us feel good as humans, because we all know what it's like to hit rock bottom and then find ways to try and climb back up, right? And that's what this story was about. It's all about Darius Fountain's story. And he went on that tangent. He went on that 6, 7, 8 minute tangent of just explaining his whole story. And we're like, let's just let this man keep going. Let's go. It's fun. And I think I think my favorite also was the ending with him when I was asking him about his daughter and, what she's meant to him throughout all of this going on with COVID, his injury, everything else. And, him calling her his safe haven. I mean, she's been the rock solid element that has kept him sane. And I mean, kids will do that for you, especially when you're in the dumps. I mean, having a child there definitely helps you out. And it was funny to hear him say that she's obviously a lot more like him than the mom. That's really funny because that's usually not what the mom wants to hear right off the bat. But that was fun, dude. That was so fun to hear his story and hear him laugh there. That was a great time.
Yeah, it's awesome to see him now, fully 100% after just that devastating injury, he said, man, I was devastated after that because, he said, obviously the transition from college, then, North Dakota State, then to the NFL was kind of difficult because obviously it's a giant leap for him. Then he felt like he was kind of putting it together. He said, coaches would talk to him and funny enough, Deion Kane, and said, man, if you guys keep this up, right, you guys are going to make some waves. You're going to make this roster. And then obviously that happens and it just changes his entire world. And it's just super cool to see how he's been able to come back from that. His daughter was obviously a huge thing for him. And how, I don't know about you, Derek. I mean, I know about you, but I don't know about you Colts fans, but if you didn't know Reese's story and you didn't really know much about him, I think pretty much everybody that watches that interview will want to root for this guy to make the final 53-man roster. I mean, he's just been through so much. To see him triumph through that has just been an incredible thing to see. Just very thankful that Reese Fountain's on our roster. Obviously there's a lot that can happen within training camp. So we'll see what happens, but I'm rooting for Reese Fountain. I really want him to make a push for this final 53-man roster. I really hope the Colts keep 6 receivers because I kind of see him fitting potentially into that number 6 spot. Or maybe he just balls out again. He picks off where he left off last year, and he forces like a Marcus Johnson off the roster, and he takes that number 5. I mean, you just don't know in training camp. But
I love it. And we broke this down, guys, so much. Be sure to go check out those interviews, guys. They were a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun to do and talk to guys like that. I think guys enjoy, and I know Derice really enjoyed just kind of talking about that story now. I'm sure his mind is at a better state now where he can talk about it and not feel as though he's still down there. He's on his way back up. And I think he just enjoyed expressing that to 2 guys that are just trying to hear his story, that are fans of his, just like the rest of you are. And I mean, again, guys, they were great interviews. So please check those out. Honestly, they were great. Yeah. Let's to get into some of these comments because Tristan went off on a tangent here. Okay. There's so many of them. I'm not even going to stop on all these just yet. Maybe we'll come back to these. Hold on a second. Tristan Tillman again saying, let's get this stream to 80 likes. 80 freaking likes. I challenge all of you. Road to 300K. Tristan, I appreciate you. Crucial Luck. Hey, what's going on, man? Appreciate you being in here.
Yes, sir.
Toby's in here. What's up? Hey, Toby. How you doing, man? Good to have you in here. Justin Whitmer, my guy, is in here again. What's up, Justin? Jack Adams in here again. What's up, guys? Jack, good to see you, dude. Good to see you. Listening to y'all driving home from San Diego, #Arizona. Hey, that's cool. Glad to have you here, Crucial Luck. Glad to have you on here. My new place to get Colts info. Love all the content. A Google user. Okay. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Glad that you found the podcast. Yeah. Glad that you see us as Colts info place. I'm glad that you enjoy that. Miles Bryan's in here again. What's up, Cody and Derek? Miles, good to see you, sir. Miles? Jack Adams here again. Clowney going back to Seattle. I think they just cut 2 guys to clear $4 million. Yeah, I still think they're trying, but I still think his number's just out of their range, guys. I still think his number's just out of their range. Because look what they're going to have to pay because they're cutting space because they still have to sign Jamal Adams.
Yeah, he's going to want a big extension, right? From what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of similar to that DeForest Buckner thing a little bit. Like when the Colts traded for him, they gave him a massive deal. And Jamal Adams, top 3 player at his position, he's going to want that too.
Right, exactly. Arrowhead Sports, what's up, dudes? Arrowhead, good to have you in here, sir. Glad to have you in here.
Good to have you.
Who will start more, Pascal or Campbell?
Define start more.
Well, like I mean, basically getting more play time, basically. Just getting
I didn't know if he was meaning just like who actually get like the start on game day. Because I'd probably say, gosh, I don't even know. Like, I feel like the thing with the Colts is even if somebody is the projected starter on offense, that doesn't mean the number 4 is not going to get involved like they will.
Right.
So I'm not like concerned about that. But I mean, I think we project Paris Campbell as the number 3 right now, but you just never know. I mean, that is if he can stay healthy, and Zack Pascal's proven that he can. So he could be number 3.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Dudettes.
Miles Bryan, Reese seems like a very smart man. Yeah, we noticed that. Very, very intelligent guy, very, very open kind of guy. You know, he's got a very outgoing personality. He projects his thoughts and his actions and his feelings onto you. That's what I got from that interview. I mean, he was a hell of a lot of fun to listen to.
Yeah.
A Google user is LaRaven Clark still our backup LT on opening day. Yeah, at least as of this moment in time. I mean, we don't really have many other good options at this point.
Right. Yeah, I mean, who else are you going to sign? Like, there's nobody really available.
Yeah, not many other guys still left right now.
Yeah.
Campbell should be getting the snaps, more snaps now that he's healthy. Yeah, I agree. I think that his big playmaking ability is higher than Zach's. Zach's more of a personified main wide receiver type, but Campbell's ability to stretch plays and make plays in the open field is exactly what separates him from a lot of players.
Exactly.
Let's see here. Arrowhead Sports, how far are we going to make it this postseason? Well, if Robert Mathis is anything correct, Robert Mathis went on a tangent on Twitter the last few days saying that y'all be sleeping on the Colts because we beat the Chiefs last year, who ended up winning the Super Bowl, I might add. Yes, they didn't have a few of their weapons on offense, but we didn't have a few of our weapons on defense. And we had Jacoby Brissett as our quarterback who threw for 160 yards in that game. So it wasn't like Jacoby Brissett blew anything open that game either. So, I mean, we certainly have a shot, boys. I definitely think we can make it to the postseason. No question. Just how far do we go? I don't know, guys. There's still some good competition in the AFC. You know, you obviously got Kansas City, you got Baltimore. I think New England's still going to be relevant because of Bill Belichick. The Bills are still there. I mean, you know, there's some good teams. There's still some good teams.
Yeah, and I honestly think that there could be an opportunity for two AFC South teams to make the playoffs. One is the division winner, obviously, and one is the wild card. I really think that it's that good. Like, it could be Tennessee or Houston. I'd probably lean more Tennessee right now, but you just never know. I just think, you know, if there is another team that would challenge the Colts, it'd probably be the Titans right now. But there are a lot of good teams. And for me, it's hard for me to say how far they'll go because we just haven't seen all these new additions in action, right? You think Phillip Rivers is going to be an upgrade. We just haven't seen him in a Colts uniform yet. You think Michael Pittman will offer an upgrade at wide receiver, but we just haven't seen him yet. You know, Jonathan Taylor, all these new guys, I just need to see them play together before I can make any huge projections, you know?
Right. It's 14 people in here and 10 likes. If you're in here and you haven't hit that like button, what are you doing here? There's 21 of you on Twitter here right now. I better see 20 freaking likes. Tristan's doing my work for me. Ashley Hall's in here. Man. I love Doris Fountain. Hi, Ashley. Good to have you in here.
Yeah, she's been spreading the love about Doris Fountain ever since he was drafted. So
yep, and she's been spreading a lot of love on our Twitter page too about the stuff we've been posting. So Deion Kane is a bust. Yes, Jeremy, I couldn't agree more.
Unfortunately.
I would love. Tristan says I would love for Rivers to win a Super Bowl with the Colts and get his first before he retires. Man, I would love that. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy the story of Phillip Rivers, right? Went from one of the Colts' biggest villains to now being their quarterback. The city of Indianapolis does not like Phillip Rivers very much because of the many, many years that man has put us through torment. But you know, again, it would be really nice to see him win a Super Bowl. I mean, I don't think that if you really are one of those fans that says, I can't support Phillip Rivers even for a chance for us to win the Super Bowl, you don't deserve to call yourself an Indianapolis Colts fan. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, Phillip Rivers is brought here to help us win a championship. If we win a Super Bowl, even if it's with Phillip Rivers, I don't care. It's a Super Bowl. It puts us in the main talking point.
Exactly.
Let's keep going here. Got 27 of you in here. It's awesome.
Sweet. I think we have something like 17 likes, so that's decent.
Hey, keep it up, guys. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Deion Kane sucks. More of that.
That's true.
T.Y., Pittman, Campbell, Pascal, Fountain, and Pittman. I would agree with the first 5. I don't believe Pittman deserves a spot right off the bat. I think that, you could get Ashton in there, or you could get some other options in there. I don't think Pittman gets the nod right away.
Right. Dude, there's some lady on Facebook, and I don't even know if she's on Twitter. She's in love with Ashton Doolin. She's in love with Ashton Doolin. I love it. I mean, I've never Ashton Doolin, he's just been a special teams guy, but it's pretty great. People just find these guys that they just love, and I just think it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Zach's a big fan of Ashton Doolin. I mean, he is. I mean, he's been a big fan of him. Yep.
Derek, I'm looking at adding some backgrounds. I'm testing stuff out right now.
Okay.
So if you see a background, you'll know.
All right. So be sure, guys, he's checking out backgrounds right now.
I'm seeing all the pictures I have.
I've already watched. Tristan says I already watched both those interviews, bro. I loved watching that. Yeah. Thanks, Tristan. Really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
It's great that you're there. Oh boy.
We got some Titans fans.
We got a Titans fan up in here. All right. Woo. Tristan, don't be mean to Countryman here, okay? We embrace Titans fans.
Countryman.
We adore Titans fans.
If there was one name I'd think of a Titans fan, it'd be Countryman.
Yeah, honest to God. We got to get Titan. Where's Titan Upload at right now? I want to see him in here. Yeah, he liked our thing on Twitter saying he was going to. Oh, we got a couple of them in here. I'm seeing the comments.
Sending them
our
way.
Oh, God. Titan Upload added a few guys in here.
All right. Welcome, guys.
Hope Reese Fountains makes the roster. Yeah, I mean, if you saw our interviews with Reese Fountain, Cody and I both really want this guy to be on the roster. And even when the interview ended, I said goodbye to him by saying that I know Colts Nation is rooting for you. I don't know if you need to hear it, and I know you probably already know it, but take it from a guy who's, amongst the Colts community every day that sees it, probably just as much as you do. Colts Nation really wants you to succeed. They really fell in love with your story. They fell in love with you as a player and what you stood for. Just keep working hard because we're really rooting for you.
Yeah. If on the off chance one of them is in this stream, that'd be freaking sweet. They actually retweeted and followed us. So maybe they watch him.
Hey, it's always fun to have Doris or Zach up in here. It'd be crazy.
We love it.
Colt boys, stand up. What's up, family? Kellen, Maurice, good to see you again here, sir. Good to see you. Ashley in here again. We got another one. LGRW, tighten up. No, tighten down. Get out of here. Henry will be MVP, and Tannehill with 117.5 rating is historic. Oh, okay. Good Lord. What's funny is the other day I was actually watching a Hard Knocks episode from 2012 with Ryan Tannehill as the quarterback. It's kind of funny to rewatch some of those now. Now, to this comment alone, no, Tannehill will not be having 117.5 rating. I do believe he can get in the mid-90s. I do think he can get a very good, solid rating because Tannehill's Tannehill, in my opinion, is a solid quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's not a bad quarterback. He's a solid quarterback. He's somebody you can build a roster around. He's not going to knock the top off of a defense every game, but he is a solid quarterback. And I think you can get a solid rating out of him. And as far as a running back being an MVP, no, that's a quarterback's award. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Even though it's quite plausible Henry could still rush for the most yards this next season. He did it once. He can do it again.
Just kind of the nature of the game at this point.
Tristan, stop doing that. Stop doing that.
Fighting with Titans fans.
And Arrowhead is in it too. Guys, stop it. Stop. Tristan's here. You can stay, bro. Okay, good. As long as you're not doing this, countryman. Stop it. Stop doing that, all of you, okay? All right. Let's see. Justin Whitmer, LaRaven is terrible. He's a waste of a roster spot. Yeah, he's not that great. The Colts definitely need to. I definitely believe that Ballard's going to bolster up the offensive line at some point here soon. Yeah. Obviously, won't be doing it now because it's training camp. You're trying to deal with other stuff, but yeah, like you guys said, we don't have a lot of offensive line depth right now. Unfortunately, we lost our best offensive guy. Oh, geez.
What do you think about that?
That's different.
I can get something else.
It's funny. I think it just looks weird. I guess this is something to get used to.
This is the Leaf background.
Yeah, it's a Leaf background.
I'll add another one. I'll figure out something else.
Keep going with that. Just understand, guys, we're trying to work on some editing and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm trying to make these streams more fun. Let us know if you guys enjoyed that background, because for me, it blends in too much with the picture. I think that's the issue. Tristan Tillman, Colts stand up. Kind of enjoy that a little bit. Just a little bit.
All right, we're getting there.
Getting better.
These are just some of the ones I have.
Titans fans, why don't we have some debate in the chat? Okay, I want you guys to ask us some serious questions. Okay, we've had a Jaguars fan in here. We've had some Seahawks fans enter our chat before. I want to see some Titans fans talk to me a little bit. I want to do something. Well, Arrowhead Sports coming in saying, will Max stay in Indy or chase the money?
That's a good question.
He's asking personal preference here. He's not actually talking like what the Colts will do. What do you think Mac would rather do?
Yeah, I'm trying to debate. I mean, if I was Marlon Mack, I would certainly chase the money, like just from a selfish standpoint. But I don't know if Marlon Mack's like that, because he's a very team player. And not to
mention next year, the free agent market for running backs next year is absolutely insane. I mean, there's almost every running back from the 2017 draft, which he was drafted, has not been re-signed. The only person that's been put under contract, if I'm not mistaken, from that draft has been Christian McCaffrey. I think that's the only one. So every other running back that was drafted in that running back class has not been re-signed. So, even if he decides to go somewhere, where does he actually think he's going to get all that money from? That's what I want to know. I mean, I think he wants to stay. I honestly think he wants to stay in Indy. Because who doesn't want to run behind that offensive line? Even if you're getting some of your snaps taken away, who doesn't want to run behind that?
Yeah, I would.
Justin Whitmer is agreeing. Says he's a team player. Think Max stays. Yeah, I definitely believe so. Oh, the Niski cap is in here. Hello, guys. Niski, good to see you, sir. Good to have you in here. Crucial luck. Ranking Sanders in NFL history. Number 1, Bob. Number 2, Barry. Number 3, Dion. Very biased. Oh, man. Yeah, you'll piss off a lot of national media people from that one. From a Colts standpoint, I completely agree with you. We obviously love our Bob Sanders, but yeah, between Barry and Dion, who are you taking? I mean, honest to God, who you rather have? I mean, holy crap! I probably put Dion ahead of Barry Sanders. I know Barry was the best at his position ever, but I mean. Or that's not, you could even say it was Emmitt Smith, but I mean, Dion was a playmaker on every spot of the ball.
Right.
I mean, that dude could do everything.
Yeah. And I feel like running backs are like a lot easier to replace than say.
Yeah. Oh, I think I lost you. I think I lost you again, Cody. Lose your mic again.
I don't know what happened.
He's back.
But I was going to say, I think it's a lot harder to replace like a Deion Sanders and a Barry. I know Barry Sanders was obviously fantastic, but like the positions, I think it's a lot harder to replace a corner who also helps you out in the return game as opposed to a running back. As good as he was, I think that's where I stand too. So probably Deion.
Yeah, probably Deion. Chances of Rivers being benched for Jacoby Brissett. kind of a situation that they had last year with Mariota and Tannehill. Only difference is that Rivers came in right away and is already being named the starter, and Tannehill wasn't. I doubt it very much. I doubt it very, very, very much. Unless he's astronomically bad, and I'm meaning throwing 3 or 4 interceptions a game bad. That's not going to happen. They're paying the man $25 million this year. You have to play him.
Right. Yeah, I don't see it happening, honestly. I know, unless he's just completely awful, unless he's throwing 5 interceptions per game, you pay him that much, you got to play it out and see what happens. I don't see it happening. Yeah, I agree with you, Derek.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening.
No.
All right, let's check this out here. Jack Adams, I see Clowney is probably going to the Seahawks. Yeah, people keep saying that. I don't think that's going to happen. I know that people keep saying that Clowney is going to go to the Seahawks, but guys, what cap do they have for him? He already wants a big deal. What are they going to pay him? They don't have the cap. Unless they decide to say screw the cap this year and take the penalty for next year if they absolutely think they can win a Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I can agree with
anything. Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing any new reports. I mean,
no, it's confusing.
Yeah. And at some point here soon. Yeah. I see the comment here. What I was just about to ask you, and we're going to see that here in a second. Jeremy Douglas, 0 chance Rivers gets benched. I'm kind of in the same boat. Brissett isn't good enough. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. If you haven't bought the fact, that's pretty much it. Okay, this is the question I wanted to ask you, Cody, and I know we're a little behind on comments, guys, but we'll keep it going. I promise.
Sure. What's up?
So what'd you think of the Adams trade? Because obviously I put out a video yesterday. If you guys haven't checked out that video, go check that out on our YouTube channel. Cody put it out last night. Me talking about breaking down the Adams trade, what I thought of it, and what it meant for Chris Ballard and the DeForest Buckner trade. But what's your takes on it, Cody? I don't think I saw your take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I see it from both ways. Obviously, the Seahawks gave up a lot. I mean, 2 first-round picks and another pick. I think that's obviously significant. But it's kind of funny because, the same thing happened. People are saying, oh, man, the Jets just completely committed a highway robbery against the Seahawks. We were saying that a few years ago about what the Colts did to the Jets. The Jets fans were on the other side of the camp saying, no, if you see a guy that you really want, you have to make those sacrifices. And obviously the Seahawks feel like, okay, we feel like we're in the position to win now. And, a player of Jamal Adams' caliber, we can't get that. We think we're going to be in heavy playoff contention. We can't get a guy of that caliber most likely in the later rounds, right? The later first round. So why not give up? Seems like a lot on paper, but we're getting a top player at his position. Why not do it? And so I see both sides of it. I mean, for the Jets, that's what they needed to do. Jamal Adams was not happy there. He made it pretty apparent. And the Jets got a couple, first-round picks out of it. I mean, I think that's what they had to do at this point. And, who knows? I know, obviously, they spent a lot on Sam Darnold, but, there hasn't been a ton of success with that. I know it's not all Sam Darnold's fault. But what if you see a guy this next year and you're like, oh, man, we want to trade it. We fell in love with another quarterback, right? We want to get a quarterback. Well,
they're not giving up on Sam Darnold. They're not giving up on Sam.
Probably
Darnold.
not. But that's just, what if that happens? I've seen crazier things, right? The Cardinals gave up on Josh Rosen. I thought too early, but obviously, worked out for them. But I mean, you just never know. The NFL's crazy. But yeah, I guess to answer your question, that's kind of where I stand. I think it makes sense for both sides. Obviously the Jets got a lot, so they feel like it was worth it. And the Seahawks obviously feel like Jamal Adams was worth it. So I think it's a win-win for both teams. It'll, if the Seahawks are, in the NFC Championship or close to it, then the Jets aren't getting nearly the amount for where they drafted Jamal Adams. So yeah, I can see both sides of it.
Really obviously the Jets won this trade. Obviously they won it, but I mean, honest to God, I thought it was a really good trade on both ends here. At least for when it comes to the circumstantial part of the Seattle part, because what's the advantages of the Jets getting rid of Adams? Well, you got rid of a guy that didn't want to play there anymore, right?
Right.
You got rid of the having to pay his contract, right?
Sure.
You had to deal with that. And then you got 2 first-rounders, a 3rd-rounder, and you got his replacement. So you got what you wanted. You got everything you wanted. You got the big deal that you said you needed to have in order to send Jamal Adams somewhere. They got what they wanted. Now, the Seahawks might have screwed themselves in the next 2 years after this, but like you said, Jamal Adams, a top 3 safety in the league, makes that defense better as that moment. He definitely makes that defense way better than what it was. And
Absolutely.
That's what they want. They want to make themselves better right now because they believe that now that because they have the quarterback in play, they have the quarterback that they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have Russell Wilson, the 2nd best quarterback in the league. You know you have that foundation set in place for him, and you want to keep building up that defense to make them good. So you think you can win now. That's ultimately what it is. I gave the Jets an A on this trade, and I gave the Seahawks a B- because, of course, it still worked for them, but they gave up a lot for somebody like that. Right. I said this in RB's chat yesterday that just because the Jets got those picks does not mean they're going to do anything good with them. They've not had a ton of success when it comes to doing stuff like that.
And I know you related it to Chris Ballard. Like, I mean, the Seahawks gave up a ton for Jamal Adams, a top player at his position. The Colts only gave up 1 pick for a top player at his position who you would argue, especially in the Colts scheme, is far more valuable than a Jamal Adams. I mean, I would argue that. I think he drives this defense.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was saying. I wouldn't necessarily say, that position's the more valuable, but I mean, for what he's going to do for the Colts in that system, that it's just as valuable as Adams and what they're trying to do with him in Seattle. And they gave up a lot less for somebody that's right at about the same position, same ranking at his position as Adams is at his. So again, it just goes to show you the brilliance of Chris Ballard. All right, let's get through some of these comments here real quick. We're like 20 minutes behind. Who do you think is going to win the kicking job? Mila DeKilla. That's going to be Chase for me. I think that's probably what it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of people actually on like Instagram that like think Hot Rod's going to win. And I
just like
I can see it. Like he's oh, there you go. I mean, he does have a big leg. He really does. But we know similar to arm strength, it doesn't necessarily mean he's a better player. I like Chase McLaughlin, what he did for the Colts. I mean, he doesn't have it's not like he has a weak leg. Like he was kicking 50-yarders and making them. I mean, his only miss was from 50 yards, and it had the distance. It just was like wide right or something. So and he's been in the NFL, only one more season, but without training camp, I mean, I honestly can't just say, okay, Chase, you're done, because he's proven that, he's a young guy and he's consistent. So yeah, I'd probably go Chase as well.
Yeah, probably just because he's the vet right now.
It's crazy. He's only in his 2nd season.
That's funny. Jeremy Douglas, overrated Titans. Niski Cap, Titans will just be 9-7 again. That's the mark for Indy to beat. Okay. And Jack Adams says Niski Cap is speaking facts. LGRW, I gave a like. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Justin, be nice. Yes, that's right, Tristan. Please do my work for me. Jack Adams, Danny Pinter will take over the right guard spot. Book it. Another player that we interviewed over this offseason, right after he got drafted. So another interview you guys can go check out. For all of you that are in here, check out that interview with Danny Pinter. It was right after the draft. I think it was like 2 or 3 days after he was drafted. And, we asked him what it's like to, not really have to move that much. We asked Danny Pinter a lot on, he played his entire career of football in the state of Indiana. And now he's not going to really have to go very far again. So, that's pretty cool for him. So be sure to check that one out, guys. That was pretty quick too.
Yeah. Before we go to the next one, Derek, I don't know if I told you this or not. And I definitely didn't tell our listeners, but like it's kind of funny because I played with a teammate of Danny Pinter's when I went to high school. He actually is best friends with Danny Pinter. So like after that interview happened, I guess Danny asked him if he knew who I was, and he was like, yeah. So that's pretty cool. So shout out to Curtis. Thanks, Curtis.
That's funny. I went into freshman year of high school football the year after Taylor Decker went to played in high school. When Decker was a senior in high school playing football, I was an 8th grader, and Decker played one of the guys that I played with in high school. The guy that went up against Decker said, I've never felt more helpless in my life when being blocked by somebody. I mean, that's the thing. You just know as an offensive lineman in high school who's going to the NFL and who's not. You almost know who it is. I mean, those guys just have a different way about them, honestly.
They definitely do.
LGRW. Yeah, because Taylor Decker is in the same conference that I played from. He's from Vandalia, Ohio. So
that's crazy. We played against so Drew Tranquil. He went to Notre Dame. He played for the Chargers.
Yeah.
We played against him, and he played running back also. So he's a giant human being. So he's just running over our entire defense. Like they blew us out. It was bad. But I'm just like, so that's pretty cool. We played against him. And then it was a couple years before me, but Jalen Smith, who plays for the Cowboys, pretty good linebacker for them. He played up in Fort Wayne. And I think I was like a freshman or an 8th grader, but like we played against him one year. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys they're just different in high school. Yeah. LGRW was the same guy who said Mac doesn't have potential to be a Pro Bowl back. All right.
They're still going at it.
Jack Adams, Clowney will come to Titans if he wants to win. Yeah, I mean, Clowney at this point, he probably should come to the Colts if he wants to win. But I mean, but there's a couple different options there. How
are they going to afford him? I mean,
if he decides to come to Indy, dude, that would be so amazing if we got him for 2 seasons.
Oh,
that defensive line would be sick. I mean, holy crap. You'd have a starting defensive line of Kamoko Toure, Jadeveon. You could move Jadeveon Clowney to the inside, believe it or not. You could potentially move him in because he's big enough that you could do that. I mean, he's 6'3", 285. He's got good size. I think he could play on the inside if you had to. Honest to God.
But then where would Buckner go? Would he be
Buckner's still on the inside? He's the DT. You'd have 2 DTs of Clowney and Buckner, Houston and Toure on the other side. Oh. Yeah, I know, but it's one of those things you could have that forefront. It would be interesting to see. It'd be very interesting to see. But again, I would think Clowney would start on the other edge with Toure, and then Buckner be on the inside with Seahawks better. Niski Cap, I liked that Jags fan we had about a week ago. Maybe Titans will work out too. Well, maybe not. Yeah, where is Elliot Crabtree? Man. We haven't seen that man in here for the last few times that we streamed.
It's funny because the Jaguars fan knows we're gonna suck this year. The Titans fan actually thinks we have they do have a shot at the division. Like the Jaguars fans just abandoned all hope already.
Yeah, right. Tell me about it. Yeah, they're already giving up hope. If Danny is as good as Braden, he could beat out Glow, but I don't think he will. Yeah, Braden was different. Braden was a different breed. And you also drafted Braden in the 2nd round. That guy had a lot more potential to start right away. Danny Pinter's going to have to bulk up a little bit. He's going to have to add about 15, 20 pounds on him to be consistent to be able to play at that level. But again, guys, he is an option. It is something that he can work on. And, if you're going to learn from an offensive lineman, I mean, you might as well learn from the best offensive line in football. Learn from Quentin Nelson and Mark Lewinsky. Those guys are definitely good people to learn behind.
Yeah. And Danny Pinter's learning the position too. I mean, he went from tight end, offensive tackle, now offensive guard /center. So he's going to have to learn that without preseason is going to be even harder for him. So I definitely don't think he's going to start this year. I think he's going to be a quality backup, and I think he's going to have to learn the position, but definitely don't see him as a starter this year. I think Glowinski's been in the system a couple of years. He has his warts. He's not the greatest offensive lineman in the world, but he's an average offensive guard.
He's a better run blocker than he is a pass blocker.
Right.
I mean, he's a good run blocker, but he's just an average pass blocker, basically.
Right. Yep.
So Ashley's saying, do you think Rutledge or Coleman make the team?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of tough because, again, you're cutting rosters down by 10 people at this point.
Right.
That makes it even tougher. But, I mean, with what Coleman's been putting in, the work he's been putting in with Mathis, nothing makes me think he can't. Jeremy Douglas, Julian Blackman will be the next great safety. Don't see Hooker here for long. It depends how Hooker starts out the season. And, Blackman plays a lot like Bob Sanders. And, you have to admire that from Julian Blackman's standpoint. Yeah, Niski Cat basically recreating what we said there. Nathan Barnhart, Hooker's my guy, Ohio State fan as well. Thank you, sir. If you're an Ohio State fan, you'll love this. But I honestly don't see him. Hey, you can chill. Your team lost to mine, okay? You can chill.
Okay, but my team actually has players that contribute to the Colts in the NFL. Yours just has a bunch of bums that come in and don't do anything.
What are you talking about? What Notre Dame guy do we have?
Quentin Nelson. He's a monster.
I know it's Quentin Nelson, but I'm talking like anybody else. I've not recognized any other guys that have come in besides Quentin Nelson at this point.
I mean, Matthias Farley came in. I mean, he was solid. I don't know. I'm trying to think of any other guys. We haven't really drafted a ton, honestly.
We've had a lot more Ohio State players come to the Colts than what we have Notre Dame guys. But I think we could probably be honestly sitting here and say that Quentin Nelson might turn out to be the greatest Notre Dame guy to ever play in the NFL on the Colts for sure. He might turn out to be the greatest Notre Dame guy of all time, the rate he's at. I mean, dude is incredible, honestly.
I'm good as long as the Colts don't draft Ian Book next year. Please don't do that, Colts.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Don't do it.
I think Jamal Adams will struggle in Seattle because he didn't go up facing good offenses that much. I think the Seahawks gave up too much for him. I mean, he's in the AFC. They're facing teams like the Patriots twice a year. Facing teams like that twice a year. You're in the NFL. You're going to face teams. Unless you're facing Miami and the Colts offensive passing attack from 2019 8 times a year, then you're facing relatively good offenses. Adams is good. Adams is rightfully so one of the top of his position. I mean, you can say they may have gave up too much for him. I think a lot of people probably agree that they gave up a little too much for him. But to say he's not that great or will struggle, I don't necessarily think that's true. Nathan Wright, what's up, guys? Nathan, our boy, good to have you in here, sir. Good to have you. Isaiah Rogers' name coming in here. I want Hooker to succeed, but he just doesn't fit in our defense. I love that he's a huge ball hawk. Yeah, I mean, that's the ultimate thing. He's a ball hawk. He just doesn't quite fit into the scheme in which they're trying to do things right now. He's better in a single high safety look and that one-man safety deep look. That's what he's best at. And that's just not the kind of defense the Colts want to run. I'm seeing this comment. Tristan, Derek for the head coach and Cody for the offensive coach for the Colts.
Oh, no, dude. Frank Reich is a genius.
Yeah, let's keep Frank Reich in there for a little bit. Titans 5th most cap space for this season. Clowney can come to Tennessee. You guys actually have the 8th most actually right now. We have the 6th most right now. We have the 6th and the Titans have the 8th. I know this because I literally checked it the other day. So, but either way, yes, LGRW, you guys still have the cap room that you could make a fit for Clowney if he decided to come.
Yeah.
Seahawks have the cap space now. They cleared $4 million. Now they have 16. Yeah, but I mean, what are they going to sign Jamal Adams with, guys? You're acting like as if he's not going to get his extension. He needs the money. He needs an extension now. He's not going to. They're not going to have any cap the next year for him. They're not going to have any cap. I would worry about the progression of Toure if we signed Clowney, but at the same time, you can't pass up on that kind of talent even for only 1 year. I mean, that's the thing, guys. Justin Houston's not going to be around for 5 years. I mean, Justin Houston's already 32 years old. Justin Houston's going to be around for a year, maybe 2. And here's the thing. We would not be taking out Kamoko Toure in replacement of Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney will be taking Justin Houston's spot, and Houston will be coming in other down situations. It's not the other way around. It's not.
I could honestly, it's crazy, but I could honestly see if they did, having.
Oh, there we go. He's back, I think.
No? All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think I lost you there for a second.
That was weird.
Yeah. That was weird.
I don't know. Just cut out. But anyway, ahead. I was saying, I could see, if that did happen, you could realistically look at Houston and Clowney on, the first couple downs, more of a run stoppers, and then, sliding Toure into Houston's spot or whatever. If you think he's a better pure pass rusher or wherever you slide him, this is probably unrealistic because I don't see them signing Clowney, but if they did, you could make it work. I feel like you could.
Justin, I'd say the Jets won the trade in the long run. Yeah. Long run wise, obviously the Jets win that trade, but for short term, obviously the Seattle got what they wanted.
Yeah.
Seahawks have a recent history of missing on high draft picks anyways. Yeah, that's true. James Ross, keep bringing the juice and smash the damn like button. Thank you, James. I appreciate you. You're the man. All right.
Our second mod.
Second unofficial mod.
Yeah.
Kevin Byard over Jamal Adams. Isn't there who's Kevin the Byard's safety? Good. Who's the safety for the Bills? I forget his name.
I know Micah Hyde's one.
Micah Hyde. I think I would take Micah Hyde over Jamal Adams just for when it comes to passing sakes. Micah Hyde is so much better of a passing coverage guy than Jamal Adams. He creates so many more opportunities, but yeah, Jamal Adams. Jamal
they kind of
Adams
play two different positions, don't they? Like Kevin Byard's a free safety. Jamal Adams is a strong safety.
They just play different ways in which they use them. I mean, Hyde is more of that pass coverage guy, and Jamal Adams, they bring him a lot on blitzes. That's something Hyde doesn't do very often. Tristan, again, hit that like button, y'all. Come on, 80 likes. Come on, guys. We're over 20 at this point. Let's go. Jack Adams, Kevin Byard wouldn't even get close to the haul the Jets got. Yeah, it kind of comes with names, It a lot of times has to do with the name. That's a lot of times where you get things from.
And the youth also, because Kevin Byard's older and Jamal Adams is in his mid-20s. So makes sense. Even
though I consider Adams a top 3 safety, I personally don't think you invest that much draft capital into a player of that position. Top tier safeties are easier to get than other spots. I don't know if I would necessarily agree with that. I think again that they gave up a lot. I agree, but at a top level safety like that, it's hard to find one of those, man. It's really hard to find one of those when they hit the open market or when they're asking to be traded. I can answer this question real quick. No. Sorry, Arrowhead.
Not this year. Yeah,
not this year. Unless injury happens.
Yeah.
They gave up 2 first rounds. Seahawks don't even draft in the first round anyway. I mean, they're not going to draft in the first round for the next 2 years unless, they steal one from somebody. Maybe when Rivers retired or he gets hurt. That's pretty much it.
That'd probably be the only way, yeah.
Tevin Williams in here. Go Colts, Tevin. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you in here. Jack Adams, Kevin Byard has 4 more interceptions than any other player over the past 3 seasons. Yeah, we know, but I mean, Cody said it right there for you. Who is going to be the biggest surprise cut from Joe Hurtwick?
Ooh, surprise cut.
Surprise cut.
Gosh. I don't know if there's going to be a ton of surprises this year.
Yeah, I don't think there's a ton of surprises from us.
Could you see potentially like Xavier Rhodes being cut if he is just not even doing well in training camp? I don't think I could, but if we're thinking outside the box here,
I don't think he could. I don't
or
think
like
he could.
PJ Carey, maybe like one of those veteran guys.
Yeah, one of those, maybe like one of those later corners, maybe. I don't know, man. I don't really think I could. There's just not a lot of surprises to me that I think would happen. I mean, I just don't see a lot of surprise cuts.
Yeah.
I mean, just before the season starts, I just don't see a lot of surprises to me right now. At least not yet. Maybe ask me that question 7 weeks into the season, and then I promise you I'll probably have a different answer. Gotta love Hot Rod with the rec specs, though. Yeah. Tristan, Derek, I told my friends to subscribe to y'all. Tristan, thank you. Thank you, my man. You are the GOAT in this chat for a reason. Kevin Byard can't play linebacker, free safety, and strong safety. That's another thing, Cody, that a lot of people seem to forget about Jamal Adams. He's not a guy that's just a box safety. He plays so many different spots on the field. He can play so many different positions. I mean, that's what's incredible about him.
Right.
The biggest surprise cut could be Jordan Wilkins. That is, or Marlon Mack. Or Marlon Mack. It is quite possible. It is quite possible. Okay. I'm not saying it will. I'm saying it's a possibility. Okay. Because
I'm saying you're crazy. No way.
Jordan Wilkins has the ability to be that number 2 running back. We've seen it, and we know he can do it. He's just never given the opportunities that Marlon Mack has. I think Jordan Wilkins can survive this roster. I really do. Especially if they don't want to pay Marlon Mack this year. They don't have to.
But you're not cutting Marlon Mack. Like, he's cheap this year. You're keeping him. I would say next year, maybe. Not this year.
Maybe cut him mid-season. I don't know. It's one of those things.
I couldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying it's a possibility. James Ross, I think Grover shows out playing next to Buckner and Day. And don't forget about Autry. They will be bringing the juice. Yeah, we've been saying a lot recently about, our love for what Grover Stewart has been doing and his improvement. We think we definitely think he can improve. We think Sheldon Day can definitely provide some good snaps, and Autry getting some snaps on one-on-ones. That's a huge mismatch for anyone that's going up against Danico Autry on the inside. So I definitely agree. See, Jeremy Douglas agrees with me here. We need to keep Jordan Wilkins. I'm telling you, we need to keep this man on this roster. We absolutely need to.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
And it's for this reason. His yards per carry are insane. Doesn't he get like 6 yards a carry? Isn't that his average?
Wild like that. Yeah. It's like 5 or 6, between 5 and 6.
LGRW best safety.
He's still going on Kevin Byard.
He's still going. He's still trying to prove his point. And that's fine. I'm here for it.
I agree. I like Kevin Byard.
We're agreeing. We like Kevin Byard. We're just saying that for youth's sake and what we know we're going to get for years to come. We don't know what we're going to get with Kevin in a year or two, but we know we're going to keep Jamal Adams around for a while. Justin, I like Wilkins, but I don't know if he has a spot on the roster.
Yeah.
We do have too many running backs. I will agree with Niski Cap here. That's the ultimate issue, is that we're going to have to cut one of them. Right. And it should not be Wilkins. It can't be.
And you're not going to cut Hines because he offers a lot in the passing game.
Yep. So your ultimate decision is do you keep Mack around for a while, or do you just say no? We're gonna move on from Wilkins. and let him go test somewhere else. Because I guarantee you Jordan Wilkins is gonna get picked up somewhere real quick because he's just a yards per carry machine. I mean, that dude just does it incredibly well. Wilkins may draw the short end of the stick. It's all becoming a Wilkins thing now. Jordan Wilkins was exposed for bad blocking versus Tennessee. Yeah, but I mean, none of our running backs have necessarily been great when it comes to pass blocking. It's never really been a key point to the Indianapolis Colts roster. That's never really been a thing. Mack could get released and Wilkins will be JT's backup. Honest to God, think that's a possibility. Honest to God.
I do not.
Of course you don't.
Right. No. Marlon Mack just ran for over 1,000 yards. I'm not cutting that guy. He's cheap.
And if Marlon Mack ever sees this podcast, just know I do love you. Okay. we both love you. We really want you on the podcast someday. I played for the same Pop Warner team that Trey Burton played for, though he was in college at the time, but he did come to speak to our team. Really cool dude. That's cool. That's really cool, Nathan. Yeah, Trey Burton does seem like a cool guy. He actually liked one of my tweets. So Trey Burton's one of my favorite guys. It was my first tweet that I tagged him in when I said, "Welcome to Indianapolis," and he liked it. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go.
Let's just get him on the podcast.
Yeah, let's go. I'm totally down. Tristan in here trolling LGRW. I'll tell you, one thing we need to get rid of is Tyquan. The guy is terrible. Yeah, Tyquan's not had a lot of meaningful snaps since being drafted in 2020 or 2018. Yeah, I mean, it sucks because, he came out really well and, that game in Dallas, he had 2 sacks. Looked like he was about to start establishing a name for himself, and he just hasn't been able to stay healthy and hasn't been able to play. I mean, I wouldn't even say that's a surprising cut. That's my issue. It's not even a surprising cut. I think he may end up getting cut.
I'm kind of expecting it, honestly.
Yeah, honestly. Larry Brown up in here. Colts will be 11-5 or 10-6 this year, and Jonathan Taylor will rush for over 1,200 yards this year. Pittman will get over 1,000 yards receiving. Wow.
Okay. Well,
what do you think is more plausible? That JT gets 1,200 yards or that Pittman gets over 1,000 receiving yards?
Ooh, that's a good one because you can make arguments for both. I'm going to go simply because I think – really? I'm going to go the other way because I think Rivers obviously adds more to the passing game. I feel like Jonathan Taylor is capped a little bit by the running back by committee, so I don't think 1,200 yards is going to be a possibility. I think he could definitely get 1,000, but I just think because the Colts are going to do that 1-1 punch that Sirianni talked about, they're probably, I don't think either of those backs is going to reach that mark unless they're just insane, which could happen. Jonathan Taylor's a different breed, but Michael Pittman, I think, has a good opportunity to do that with a quarterback-friendly receiver or quarterback like Phillip Rivers. So I'm going to go, the other way, Michael Pittman.
Nathan Wright had to block Jalen Smith when we played layers at State. Guy's a beast. Recently did an interview and talked about how football got him out of a bad home life as a kid. Yeah, I mean, that's been the thing, guys, of why I've been so adamant on sports coming back, not necessarily just for these $1 million athletes, but for kids, for the kids that go to school and rely on these places to give them an outlet from a bad day of everywhere. These kids absolutely need sports. They need it. It's not a question. Anyone that wants to say otherwise, you're either ignorant or you don't know things. As somebody myself that needed football to get myself out of a very bad situation when I was in grade school, believe me, football saved my freaking life. Okay. And I'm not the only one. I'm not the only kid that will tell you that. There are thousands of kids across the country that feel that exact same way as I did. And they need these sports. They need them because it gets them out of their bad situations either at home or at school. So that's exactly why they need this. And that's exactly why I say that guys like Jalen Smith, they show how, they had a rough life growing up. We fell in love with Javon Kinlaw's story at the Senior Bowl when he was talking about how they were living in motels, but when he was 13 years old, and they didn't even have water. They had to get water from a hose out back and had to boil it to take showers with. I mean, wow. That dude literally had nothing. And now he's about to be able to make enough money to where he can make sure his parents and his family never have to worry again. I mean, That is what sports does for people, for kids and for people growing up. That's why it's so important.
Mm-hmm.
Taekwon will be on his way to the Jets.
Book it. It's going to happen.
Just add another freaking one. Come on. Jaguars, 3 winning seasons past 20 years. Yeah, it's funny, LGRW. That same stat can be applied to you guys over the last 20 games that you played us. Reggie Wayne reminded you guys of that in 2019 when, he said, I played y'all 20 times. Y'all won 3 games. Just saying. Jags 0-16 this season. All of a sudden did this become about the Jaguars? What did y'all do?
The Jags.
Say, Jaguars have had so much talent go to waste. It's sad at this point. Yep. That's bad management for you. Hit the freaking like button, everybody. Also, for the multitude of you that are in here now that weren't in the stream when we first started this, be sure to check out the description, guys. We got a couple different announcements there. I'm sorry, starting to get some hiccups. Make sure that you guys check out the description. We got links to 2 different videos of 2 player interviews that we did with Darius Fountain and Zack Pascal, wide receivers of the Indianapolis Colts. Be sure to check out the Fan to Fan Network, the voice that sports fans deserve. We're part of that. Check that out, guys. Be sure to follow the Twitch channel on there. It's going to be a lot of fun with that. Be sure to follow rosterguy.com. And again, guys, just check out all of our videos. A lot of great ones over this offseason. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you, Tristan, for that little break in that. It's there. Tevin Williams again. I can't wait to see the defensive scheme operating with the talent we have now. I really hope the DB room gets a major boost from that D line. That's what we're kind of hoping for. That's what we were hoping with Buckner this year, that Buckner's going to be able to provide that relief up front, and it's going to create that pressure up the middle that we were lacking over the last few years. And that's going to make it a little bit easier on our secondary.
Yeah, for sure. That was a big reason why they got shredded last year. Because if you can't get pressure in this scheme, you're going to get tore apart in that zone coverage.
Yeah, exactly. Vinicius Gollard. We should be thinking in taking a good cornerback to play alongside Rock, trusting Rhodes to bounce back. It's dangerous. Yeah, I agree that, it's something that, it's a risk that you're willing to take when it comes to Rhodes. And by the way, guys, we're at 31 likes on the stream. We're almost halfway to 80 likes. Can we please get it to 80 likes? Like Tristan said, please. Anyway, yeah, I mean, what do you mean by bounce back? Are you trying to say bounce back is in like all pro form, or are you trying to say bounce back in any way? If you're saying it's implausible that Xavier Rhodes can't be better this next year than what he was last year, then you obviously didn't see that he was injured most of last year. I mean, I think it's quite plausible he can get better than what he was last year because he was not good. He even said that to himself. He even said, "Hey, I'll take responsibility for it." Said that was a crappy season. It was not a good season on my part.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Douglas Ngakwe to the Colts. No.
It's going to cost a lot.
No. Costs a lot, and he's a cancer to a locker room. Please do not.
Yeah.
We already got Buckner too expensive for how we'd use him. Exactly. He's too expensive for for where we're going to get him, and the fact that isn't he 27 or 28 right now?
Let me check.
Is he older than that? Carey could definitely play alongside Rock. Yeah, I just don't think Carey's a depth piece. He's not going to start with Rock. No way. Rock starts. I mean, Marvell Tell would start before TJ Carey. I'm just saying.
I think so. Yeah, and to answer that question about trusting Xavier Rhodes to come back, that's dangerous. Well, that's why you have Marvell Tell, because if he doesn't work out, Marvell Tell can potentially take that number 2 corner spot. I mean, you like him a lot. You drafted him last year. He played pretty well. I think he's in for a lot better season this year now that he's, got a little bit more of the corner position under his belt. So
exactly. All right. Let's see here. Miles Bryant, I was always a fan of Hooker, but I don't know if he's the right guy to start safety for us. He'll start to begin the season, but when Blackman gets healthy and he's 100%, and if Hooker's not on a solid tangent like we think he is, then yes, he's going to probably end up getting replaced.
Yeah, and by the way, Yannick Ngakoue is only 25.
He's only 25. Okay, so he actually is a very young player. Again, young, talented, I get it, but too much. And again, he's just a cancer to the locker room. He's not a great person. I don't like that. Our defense is loaded when Buckner is the second best player on it. Yeah, that's definitely true. Darius Leonard is obviously the best player on our defense. Buckner's really close, but Leonard's obviously the best.
Okay, let's just go past that one. Not worth it.
I agree with you that Taylor Lewan's a very good offensive lineman. You could make the argument he's the best left tackle in football. You can make that argument, but he's not I wouldn't say he's the best offensive lineman in football. I don't think that's true. Get out of here, Big Q all day. Kellen Murray's hell yeah. Toby, see, this is what I was trying to say. Julian Blackman won't play until October. He's recovering from a torn ACL. That's the thing. People are telling me like, well, what do you mean he's not going to start right away? Guys, he had a torn ACL in December. He needs 9-10 months to fully recover from this thing. I mean, he's probably not going to be ready till the end of October. So there's going to be a month and a half where he's not going to play. So just know that Malik Hooker is going to start for the first half of the season. We just need to see how he actually does. Mm-hmm. Hooker isn't a good tackler. He's only good at tracking the ball, but still inconsistent. See, Malik actually got better at tackling over this last year. He missed a lot less tackles last year than what he has in previous years. He's gotten better. He could still be better, but I mean, he's gotten much better than what he used to be. Mm-hmm. And again, he's still young. He's still young. He's still learning. He's still developing.
Yeah.
Oh, good God.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Get that crap off the screen.
Oh, no. That's even worse.
No, it's even worse, Tristan.
Oh, gosh. I'm going to go throw up.
I thought about possibly making you a mod, dude. You better donate just to make up for that. That was cancer on my screen. This is what I think of your Bama. This is what I think of your Bama. All right. We won the first college football playoff against your Bama. But then we went on to destroy the Oregon Ducks too. So now I'm from the farmlands of Indiana. Go Irish. Boo. Get off of here. Who do y'all think could be a surprise cut / cap casualty before the season? Now, after the season, I could definitely say it could potentially be Brissett. That's what I think could be a thing. Unless Brissett decides to possibly stick around and take a lot less money, which I doubt he will. I think he's probably going to try and take his option somewhere else.
Yeah, I'll throw out a name here.
Okay.
Danico Autry. Now, I know we're projecting him to be potentially that backup 3 technique or maybe even play defensive end. But, I mean, if you think, if Tyquan Lewis somehow develops a little bit, he's a lot cheaper than Danico Autry. He could be a surprise cut. I mean, that's going to be the guy that I'm going to say out of any of these guys could potentially be a cut to save some cap money. It'd probably be Danico Autry.
I would have said Walker, but again, I just don't see the Colts letting him go.
No,
honestly,
I don't think so.
Don't see it because Anthony Walker just doesn't seem to me like a guy that's going to be ignorant when it comes to the money. Just doesn't seem to be like that kind of guy,
And the Colts love Anthony Walker. I mean, Darius Leonard loves Anthony Walker. If Darius Leonard has his way, Anthony Walker is going to be a Colt for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Darius Leonard's been saying that, Anthony Walker is the reason I get to play the way I do. So if that's being truthful, then yeah, the Colts need to keep him around.
Yeah.
Unitas was an absolute legend. Yep.
Yes,
He's Tristan, I'm going to skip your comment there because I don't want to have that cancer on my screen anymore. I take Prime Peyton over Unitas, but both are amazing Hall of Fame quarterbacks, both definitely top 10 all time at the position. Yeah, I mean, Peyton's a top 5 quarterback all time. There's no question about it. I mean, everything about Peyton Manning just says that Peyton Manning is one of the GOATs. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
Nathan Wright coming in with Peyton is 1,000 times better than Unitas. 1,000, 100 times, maybe. 100 times, maybe. 1,000 times, not necessarily. Johnny Unitas was still a really good quarterback. Fun fact, Jamal Adams has lined up at LB/DL more than he has at safety. Shocking. Is that true?
I have no idea. I didn't watch a snap of the Jets last year.
Eric Colts, show me that link that you found that. Tell me where you found that. I want to see. I'm not necessarily calling you a liar, but that is a fact that I need proof to see with my own eyes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Please, Eric Colts, please send me the link on this chat for that. I want to see that. I want to see who is actually being in that.
Yeah.
Let's see how many likes we got on this stream. 37 likes. We're almost at 40, guys.
So we're a little over halfway to 80.
Almost halfway to 80.
Let's go.
Done. Changed my profile pic for Bama fans. Damn it, Arrowhead Sports. Nice. Rhodes 20 Richards in here. Exactly that top tier edge rusher draft capital. Yep. Tristan in here again says, I told my friends to describe y'all Colts. Hey, thanks.
He's trying to make up for talking about Bama.
Trying to talk about Bama. Get out of here. We got the squad up in here. Hashtag Colts Nation. That's true. Sir. Bigger year, Pittman or Campbell? Oh my goodness. I think we could probably say it was Pittman, right? I mean, we kind of both think that.
Yeah. Even though we think Campbell could have a good season.
Pittman, that's basically it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Campbell definitely can have more yards because he's just, he's more of that yak type of guy, but Pittman's more of, the red zone threat and the number 2 receiver, the X receiver. So they're different players, but I think Pittman will have obviously more touchdowns, but Campbell will probably have more yards just because he's that type of player.
Niski Cap says, got to go, but be back soon. All right, Niski Cap will be here when you get back. Eric S. saying the same thing. I want to see where that is.
Silly Derek.
Don't make me mad. Colts wouldn't have started Jonathan Williams if he trusted Wilkins. I mean, wasn't Wilkins hurt?
A little bit. I think he was active, though, in a few of those games.
He was active, but just because you're active doesn't mean that you're not hurt. I mean, am I right?
I don't remember. That season seems like such a long time ago. Like, I've blocked certain things out about that season where I'm like, that was only last year. What the heck? Seems like it was a lifetime ago.
Who the hell took their like away? Tristan's just watching the likes at this point. We need to make this man a mod. If this chat starts going crazy at some point, then I have complete. Eric Colts sent me the link. I'll see it at some point, but it's down there. I got to go see that at some point. How high are the expectations to Anthony Walker? The Brock 16-18. Are you talking for Colts fans? Are you talking for the Colts? I think a lot of Colts fans just have very low expectations of Anthony Walker, to be honest. Which is kind of crazy to think about because Anthony Walker last year led the team in tackles. I know Darius Leonard missed 3 games, but I mean, Anthony Walker led the team in tackles last year, and he had 97 tackles in 2018. So Anthony Walker is a very nice tackler in the middle of the field. He plays very well. I would expect the expectations to be higher for him.
Mm-hmm.
Toby, will Walker stay in Indy next year, or will Bobby take that spot? Again, it depends on the scheme in which the Colts want to run. If they want to run a 4-2-5 instead of a 4-3-4, then obviously Bobby Okereke is going to get a lot more playing time. But I think in the system that the Colts want to run, I think they're going to keep the 4-3 and they're going to keep Walker in there. I don't think that Bobby Okereke takes Walker's spot very much. I mean, honestly, I don't think so. Because I would like to have Anthony Walker and Bobby Okereke out there at the same time, especially for running downs.
I just found Eric sent me that link as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really any stats to back it. It's just somebody saying, according, maybe it's on there somewhere, but according to ESPN stats and info, it didn't show the snap counts, but it says Jamal Adams has actually lined up more for more snaps at linebacker/defensive line than safety since entering the league. Very curious to see how Seattle deploys him. Interesting.
Huh. Very, very interesting. I'd cut Wilkins even though I don't want him to be cut.
Yeah. Well,
Miles saying same thing with you, Cody, that I don't see Marlon getting cut whatsoever.
Yeah, I just don't. At least next year, maybe he goes to a different team, but this year, no. Especially because we saw, we know Jonathan Taylor's been pretty durable since, in college, but the running back position, you got to have a couple guys in there because odds are one of them is going to get dinged up. Obviously, the Colts have had that issue the last couple of years. I mean, heck, you think last year you had Marlon Mack injured, and then you had Jordan Wilkins injured as well. So you had to pull an undrafted free agent to be your starting running back for a couple weeks.
Tristan is cracking me up. Who the hell disliked? And then, someone took the dislike away. That was a good idea. Both dislikes.
Find them.
Tristan out here. Tristan, you're wild, bro.
Good grief. He just pancaked him into the ground. He did a big Q on him.
Through the internet.
Virtual pancake.
Freaking likes. Tristan, I love you, dude. I hope I get to meet you because you seem like a really funny guy. Purity
we'll have to
Empire.
have Tristan on now.
You guys rock. Thanks, Purity Empire. Appreciate you, man. Yep, you rock, sir. Thank you very much. Oh, we got Toby. I'm assuming this is your Twitter, I'm guessing. Everybody go give this man a follow. Well, the Jags are going to draft Trevor Lawrence and hopefully trade him instantly to help his career.
Yeah.
Very Jaguar-esque. I'm the only family member who goes crazy for my Colts. I can salute you. My brother is definitely a Colts fan at heart. He's not as crazy about the Colts as me, but he still really enjoys his Colts. He and I both enjoy it. Tristan, still trying to get us to 80 freaking likes, man. Hey, we're halfway there. I need some more people on Twitter to help us out here. I feel Rhodes.
I'm trying to get people to the stream. And I mean, we're at 39 likes, so that's pretty good.
Yep.
But we got to beat our one of what we got 50 on one stream before. So we got to beat that. 50. I think.
That's our highest. You guys are popping off the comment section. It's crazy.
I love it, man.
High corner up in the league.
Yeah.
It could be. Potentially be. Hope everyone has a good day. Thank you, Parody. We're hoping that you're having a good day as well.
Oh, this is about Yannick.
Oh, yeah, he definitely is a cancer. Ballard can fix his attitude.
Well, he couldn't fix Eric Ebron.
He couldn't fix Eric Ebron, and we know how that turned out. I mean, Ebron, yeah. A little. Yes. Yannick is 100%. Thank you. Yes, best LT. Best LT? What are we talking here?
Probably Taylor Lewan.
Probably Lewan from earlier. Probably.
But Costanzo's no slouch.
Oh man, yeah, Costanzo's a top 3.
You got people.
Derek, what up, sir? Kind of late joining in. Michigan Wolverines. Michigan. Sir, glad that you could be here with me in spirit and in stream. Okay, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. But yeah, you're right. Like, I'm surprised at the hate towards Costanzo. Like, Costanzo to me is a top 5 left tackle in this league. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's definitely gone down.
Little bit.
It used to be a lot more.
God, I can't wait till Brissett is gone. Oh, this freaking guy right here. All right, you're trying to
This is Dan Dockett's burner account.
Yeah, we're thinking the same thing. LGRW, please, dude. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. I understand you're a Titans fan, and a lot of you are crazy weird when it comes to how you treat football. But, man, I'm trying to have a conversation here with you, man. I'm trying to have some real debate. That is not true. If Darius Leonard is on his way to what we think he is, he's going to – Jerrell Freeman's here. Darius Leonard's going to be up here. I mean, it's not even going to be close.
Yeah, and at least spell Darius Leonard's name right, please. Darius Leonard.
Darius Leonard. I thought he spelled Leonard wrong. I was like, yeah, at least put the I in there. Funny. Speaking of Darius, you know who Darius Rucker is? The singer?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I went on a Buckeye cruise back in February.
Right.
I remember that. So we went on it before the COVID thing. The last night before we get back into the States, Darius Rucker is on the boat, and he's going to be performing a concert on the pool deck with us for the fans. And it was a great concert. It was a great night. Very cool, drinking, having a great time. It was beautiful. It was a great day, great night. It was a great concert. And so my family and I were all going to the elevator, right? And we're trying to go down. And I went to the restroom because I had to use the restroom because I've had all that drinking. And they get in the elevator. Turns out Darius Rucker is in the elevator already there. And there is two little bodyguards that are there with him. But see, my dad and my aunt recognized him from his older days. What his older name was before he now calls himself Darius Rucker. I mean, he was a different name. He was Hootie before that. That's how they remember him because that's how they got attached to him. And they called him by his old name. They didn't call him Darius Rucker. They called him his old name. Now, I think Darius was drunk at some point in this, or at least was trying to crack a joke with my family. But he was very mad. He acted very mad towards them for saying that. He acted very mad towards them for that. And my cousin, who's behind my family, is just laughing at this because he's thinking this is hilarious that my mom and my uncle are getting chewed out by Darius Rucker right now. So I think my uncle said something that got him mad too, but that's just a funny story because I wasn't there. I wasn't in the elevator. I got all the way down to the floor they were at, only to see them laughing and smiling, telling me to come over because they just had this experience and I wasn't there. I was so bad, dude. I was like, damn it. I wish I could have apologized to Darius for them being stupid. Whatever, though. Okay, Brooke right. Marley.
Let's keep going.
Yeah,
that's not even worth it.
Not even. Just go look at his stats, please. I think you'll disagree. I am sorry I said go Bam. I would give you money, but I am broke. You're good, Tristan. I love you, dude. Michigan Wolverines. Anthony Walker is underrated. He's good. Peyton Manning is better than Tom Brady. Thank you. At least the Titans fan at least understands that. Okay? And you should know because you guys beat Tom Brady last year. So thank you for that. Right. A-Walk is the best will linebacker, though. I agree. TCU. Where are we getting TCU from? Is that just a school that you like?
Oh, probably. I mean, they gave us just so.
Pittman will have a bigger year. Probably what he's saying there. Bigger question. Taylor has more carries than Mac.
Probably not early on.
Probably not early on. But what are we thinking at the end?
Yeah, I envision, especially if Mac doesn't come back, I envision, Jonathan Taylor, if he's as good as we think he can be in year one, he starts gaining a little bit more of the snaps as the season progresses on. That's kind of where I'm thinking it's going to go. But you never know.
Yeah, I think that Taylor will gain some momentum towards the end of the season that is going to propel him to becoming the new true number one, at least like in terms of getting carries. So,
yeah.
Justin Wimberg, Taylor could be a goal line back. I kind of thought that would be Marlon Mack, to be honest. I thought that's what I said before. I thought that would be Marlon Mack, actually. Rich Kendall up in here. Colts, how do you feel about Phillip Rivers? Well, I thought he was a better option than Jacoby Brissett. Think he's a better option to lead us to a Super Bowl this year, at least as of right now. Not necessarily the quarterback you want leading for the future, but if we can get anything of what he was in 2018, I will take that.
Yeah, I mean, he was a top quarterback in 2018. People really forget that. Yeah. I mean, they just look last year. They're like, oh, he was terrible, which, he didn't have a great season. I know that, but it's different. I mean, 2018, he had his team wasn't falling apart around him, basically. In 2019, it felt like it was a little bit more. He wasn't getting protected. He didn't really have a running game. His defense wasn't as good. Like, there was a lot of factors into that. So I'm cautiously optimistic for Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people forget he had 4,300 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions in 2018.
Right.
I think he can easily replicate those numbers with Indianapolis. I honestly do believe
that.
Yeah. Taylor could be a red zone back. It will be interesting to see who gets more of the red zone carries. Because honestly, both of them have that ability. Anthony Walker is hugely underrated. Absolutely. Taylor is a beast. Titans linebacker duo or Colts linebacker duo. I say Titans. We have Javon Brown and Evans.
They're good. They are really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the linebacker group for the Titans is very underrated amongst the league. I like Rashad Evans. I like Brown. I think you guys have a phenomenal linebacker core, but the best linebacker of the group, we obviously know, is Darius Leonard. We easily have the best one. With Bobby Okereke coming up the way we think we will, I think we have you beat there a little bit, bro. A little bit. I'm not saying your linebacker group's bad, but I think the Colts have a better one. I'm just saying. And with Anthony Walker, too, I mean, I think so. I mean, would you agree?
Gosh, I'm going to get into this. I just haven't watched enough of the Titans to really make a good, solid, analysis on this. I think they're both like top 5 linebacker cores in the NFL. So,
hold up. We got something here.
Oh,
Brandon James with a $1 super chat. No message, but Brandon James, thank you so much, young sir. Thank you so very much for your donation. Thank you so very much. We really appreciate the $1 donation. Where's this at? I missed where my last was.
Yeah,
but yeah, thank you so much, James, for that. Really appreciate it. No message, but thank you again for the $1 donation. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Philip Rivers averages 400 yards per game. No. That's not going to happen. Patrick Mahomes couldn't make that happen.
I'm trying to see if there's any we missed. Ones that aren't arguing.
Anthony Walker has better stats than Evans and Brown. Plus, we have Leonard, who missed 3 games and had 5 interceptions. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I think you guys, talent-wise, your linebacker group is just as talented as ours. But production-wise, we get more production out of our linebacker groups than your guys do. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. No, I wrote the wrong number.
Oh,
Janser Colhell. Hey guys, I'm a Colts fan, grown in Brazil and living in Ireland. Send hello for Brazil. Hey, thank you for being in here, man. Wow, living in Ireland, growing up in Brazil. Wow, that's really cool, man. Glad to have you, another international Colts fan of the podcast here. We've gotten a couple of those. We have a couple of fans that are international. I think there is a couple of Canadians, a couple of people from Ireland, from Brazil, a few others. I can't remember a couple of the others, but there's been a couple others that live in Europe somewhere. But that's crazy. That's cool. That's really cool, Janser. Say hello to Brazil. Hello for Brazil. Thank you for tuning in here, man. It's great to have you. I'm your number 40. Rich
thanks.
Kendall.
You're
halfway there. Let's go. I want to see the likes at this point. I do need to see that.
Come out here.
Went down to 39. Somebody dropped it. Somebody took it away.
Somebody's playing games with us.
Yeah. I live in southeastern Indiana, and everyone I know is a Bengals fan. Growing up in the middle of Ohio, every person I know is a Cleveland fan or a Bengals fan. So believe me when I say that I've not seen a ton of Colts fans. I actually know quite a few Colts fans that live down here in Northern Kentucky more than anything else.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird.
Interesting.
Colts need to stay healthy on both sides of the ball. A. Jackson, yes, absolutely. That's been a huge issue for the Colts. So I agree the Colts need to stay healthy on D and O. Yep.
They do.
If the Jets finish 3-13 with a top 2 pick, do you think they'll draft a QB and trade Darnold? Do you think they'll draft a QB and trade Darnold? Colts. If they really think Darnold is not like progressing at all. If they're that terrible, then yes, absolutely. Janser in here again. What do you guys expect from Pittman? Janser, be sure to go check our video on the over-unders for the Colts offensive players. We put that up last week. That will give you a more diverse answer on what we think of Pittman. But I think the biggest stat that I believe that could happen for Pittman is around 10 or 11 touchdowns this season, because I think he's going to be the main red zone target. Tristan, I'm actually a really funny guy, Derek. You are, man. I see it in the chat. Jets schedule is brutal. 1-9 by November. Take a look at it. All right, I'm going to right now.
Okay, do it.
I'm gonna look at this and let's see what we got. Okay, let's see here. So their first game is against the Bills, and they're on the road, so that's probably a loss. Their next game, they're playing the 49ers. Loss. That'll be a really tough one. Then they play the Colts. Obviously, they're on the road against us. Then they play the Broncos. Again, another young matchup that could be a little unfavorable in a lot of ways. Cardinals, they could win that one, but I mean, again, that's going to be a tough offense to stop. They got a lot of playmakers on there. Chargers, the Chargers at this point seems like their most winnable game at this point, honestly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then they face the Bills again at home, and then they face the Chiefs on the road in November.
Gosh.
Then they face the Patriots, and then their next game is then they play 2 straight games at the Dolphins.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Their schedule is tough. Holy cow. That is a rough schedule for the first month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
That is really rough. To me, Costanzo's a top 3 tackle. I would say that's true. How in the hell is Freeman better than Leonard? That's what we're still trying to find out. Dan Dockich is still trying to prove that point to everybody. Costanzo over Luan, no cap. Hey, TCU all day for Toby. All right. I'm a Chiefs fan, and I'm a real crazy guy. Rich Kendall, I feel like I know that name. Or maybe it was just because I knew a guy from college. His last name was Kendall. It might be that. But he says, I can have a conversation with you. You see what's funny is I actually got into a Twitter war with somebody on Twitter that was a Chiefs fan. And the day after the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, he came back in my mentions and came back and said, you missed me. And apparently he still remembered. I don't know how you can literally remember to just like try and get and come back at somebody from like months later for that. But I mean, hey, you do you, man. You do you. Let's see what we got here. We have the best LT in the game, in my opinion. I wouldn't say he's the best. He's one of the best, though. 5 interceptions as a linebacker is crazy. Yeah, and I mean, in his rookie year, he had 2 of them. So, I mean, Darius Leonard is a decent coverage guy. I mean, you got to remember, he locked down DeAndre Hopkins a little bit in his freshman year. I mean, that man can cover. That man does know how to play his own coverage.
Yeah.
What was the Chargers' record last season?
5-11?
5-11? I thought that's what it was.
Let me check.
Miles Bryant say, I love Darius Rucker. Yeah, same here, dude. He's got some good stuff. Hootie! Hootie! Jack Adams. He's still going at Jack Adams. Taylor Lewan has 3 top 100 player list appearances, soon to be 4. Anthony Costanzo is yet to top a 100 appearance. Again, I'm not trying to say anything about that, but I agree that Taylor Lewan's better than Costanzo, but Costanzo's still top 5.
They were 5-11 last year, by the way.
Oh, what were they?
They were 5-11.
Okay. Rich Kendall, I'm going to skip those. Costanzo slept on.
He had slept on.
Michigan Wolverines are trash. Get out now. Ohio State will beat y'all any year. We're about to beat y'all twice this year because we're going to face you twice in conference play this year, just so you know.
Tristan's decisive, man. He comes at people.
Yeah, he's doing my work for me. Costanzo's a top 5 left tackle, and Luwan is top 2 with Ronnie Stanley. See, now that I can agree with. I can agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, they're up there.
Who's our best run defender on the D line? In my opinion, it's Stewart.
Gosh, that's a good one. There's a lot of good run stoppers on this D line. Like Buckner is very good as well.
Yes,
Justin
Buckner's
Houston,
been very good at that.
We know how good Houston is at run stopping. I mean, you go back to that Kansas City game. He had that 4th down stop against the Chiefs. I mean, he's really good. You know, Jabal Sheard was really good. Ben Banagou's not bad. Like, there's a lot of guys, but probably, for me, Grover Stewart or DeForest Buckner.
Yeah, for me, it's that way as well. For us Colts fan, he is number 1. Put another LT next to him and compare stats. I'm not going to try to. dare me to get my mom's credit card. Miles, you do you, bro. Hey,
we won't tell you yes or no.
Hey, we're not going to tell you no, but I mean, I'm not going to tell you yes, but I'm not going to tell you no. Everyone knows Peyton is better than Brady. Yes, everybody knows that. If you don't, you're a Brady fan. Yes, and give them $500. Hey, I'm okay with it. I'll take it. It definitely helps the channel. It really does. We can really do some really good stuff with that. It would help the channel a lot, actually.
We'll just buy a studio.
I wouldn't necessarily say it'd help us buy a studio,
no,
but I mean, it would get us some really good equipment to be able to use.
Yeah. By the way, this is just kind of a break into our thing. So we may be able to do, I got an email from Colts PR since we went last year to Colts camp.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't mention this.
We might be able to be a part of like the virtual interviews and stuff like that. He didn't say a whole lot about it. He just kind of asked me about like, are we still, he just asked me like, were you still planning on coming down and stuff? And so we'll see what happens, but that's definitely a cool thing. Also, we have a really cool giveaway coming up. It's going to be, I can't really spoil it yet, but it's going to be really awesome. Yeah, we have two of them. That's true. The one I'm thinking about is probably going to be the first one that we have.
Yeah, I think of one.
Like, I know a lot of people wanted that speaker, but like, you'll want this one a lot more than the speaker.
Oh, you're going to want the next two that you get much more than that. But
at least I know I would.
There was another giveaway that we were going to do with somebody else that was a listener of ours, but needless to say, didn't work out because the guy didn't like me after a while. So
yeah, whatever.
I'll let you guys decipher that whatever way you want to, but it's okay. Okay. We're gonna get something even better. So Tyreek Hill is the best wide receiver in the game. Nope, not even.
You got the best quarterback in the game. He's definitely that definitely helped.
He's the fastest one, but he's not the best one. No way.
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, there's too many good ones to put Tyreek Hill in that. I put Tyreek Hill in the top 5 potentially, but I mean, I'd probably put him top 5 right now, to be honest, if we're going to talk about just like what in dominance. But I mean, I can't put him top 3. I can't.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, and Julio Jones. Not in that order. Those 3 guys are obviously the best. Random, that is true. What if you get 2 years of a very dangerous Phillip Rivers? Again, this team can compete for a Super Bowl if they get the Phillip Rivers that we think we can get. And if he's sticking around for 2 years, that second year Phillip Rivers might even be better.
I'm hoping he does now, especially with no preseason, because it'll give guys like Jacob Eason a chance to develop. Like my hope is that he doesn't fizzle out after 1 year, and then you're stuck with, do you re-sign Jacoby Brissett? You obviously have Jacob Eason, and then maybe you draft a quarterback, and you're going to have to maybe go through some rough patches. I'd like to eliminate that as much as possible.
He's always keeps his big four-headed ass. Yeah, Peyton had one big ass forehead.
Oh my word!
I mean, I got a forehead too, so I'm not gonna say anything. But
big foreheads rule, man.
Jack Adams, you're not going to talk crap about Michael Thomas, okay? That dude's got probably that dude might have the best hands in football besides maybe DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
I don't care if he runs slants all day. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, he left San Diego because they're doing a rebuild, but Colts luck just up and left. Well, yeah, he up and left because of injuries. I mean, that kind of happens for a lot of guys.
I'm never going to say I'm in a position to judge a guy like Andrew Luck after all the pain he went through. No, I mean,
lost you again, Cody. Lost you.
Good. I can't even imagine the pain that he felt and the taxing it took on him emotionally. Like, I am never going to judge Andrew Luck for what happened. I know it wasn't perfect timing, but like, dude, that guy got wrecked every single year. He didn't get out. And I watch some of those games sometimes, rewatch some highlights from like when Andrew Luck played, and I just shake my head. I'm just like, man, he was so talented. How did they not protect him? Like, that's what you have to do. Like, that's like rule number one of having a franchise quarterback. You protect him. I don't know.
It's just sad.
Man,
the reason Rivers had so many interceptions because his O-line was trash. Yeah, that's part of it. That's not the whole reason, but it certainly is a good reason as to why.
Yeah.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire duo with Damian. Yeah, that's gonna be tough for a lot of people. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is really good running back.
Yeah.
I think we have a top 5 defense. It's a possibility with what Buckner brings to this defense. That doesn't surprise me. Do you think Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton, or Cam Newton would be better options than Rivers?
No. Especially with the different offseason. Philip Rivers already knows 85% of the playbook. It was a great
I don't think that they would fit right in right away. I don't think so.
No.
Now, if you wanted me to say who I think of those 3 could be the best along the road, if we just took all 3 of them and put them on the roster, I think that would be Andy Dalton, to be honest. But,
really?
Yep.
I had to do it. I'm sorry. Anyways.
Can you take the live with StreamYard off, please?
How did I do that?
I don't know how you did that. Hold on. I'm going to take it off. Hold on.
Figure it out. I'm sorry.
Hold on. All because you had to put Peyton's big ass.
I had to do it. I had to.
Hold on. Take that overlay off because you put the freaking overlay on it. No wonder. I think Andy Dalton would be the best out of the 3 of these. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I saw enough of the Titans. They got ahead of KC 10 points. Then KC held Henry to very few yards. Yep, that's pretty much it.
That's what happened.
Let's see here. If our secondary steps up, our defense could be the type to carry a team to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman at quarterback. No, I don't necessarily think so, but you know, it's a defense that definitely is vastly improved from what it once was.
Yeah.
Is this Janser again? Is this Janser?
Yeah,
this is Janser again. Hey, Janser, how you doing, man? It's different thing there. Titans fans would have been saying at least 30 interceptions if we would have signed Jameis. Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah. No thanks on Jameis.
It's funny. How would y'all feel about Everson Griffin $10 million deal? Fits the Ballard mold, leadership, and value. Yeah, if we're going with, you know, guys that we want to have in that D tackle room right now, yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
He's more of a D end, isn't he?
I mean, he can play both. I think he does do a little bit of both, but I mean, you know, again, I wouldn't mind Everson Griffin. Honestly, I know he's 32, but again, another veteran defensive lineman that adds a good presence.
Yeah.
Just let me keep going.
I just think the Colts want to see how some of their young guys develop, and that's fair.
Oh, we got another thing here. Nathan Wright with the $2 super chat. Nathan Wright coming in again with another one. You guys should start a Madden league. Hey, that might be a thing.
Maybe fantasy football.
Yeah, that could be another thing that we might end up doing with you guys, honestly. Also, oh yeah, speaking of that, Jack Adams says we need a BTJ fantasy league. We might actually think about that here, guys. We might actually do that. Also, here's the thing too, for the 35 of you that are in the chat right now. Listen, so we're now going to be putting together channel memberships for you guys. Okay. So you know how you guys, some of your favorite YouTubers, right? They have join buttons where you can join their community, become members of their channels, you know, support the channel by a monthly subscription, basically, to help out their channels, and you get perks, right? Well, we haven't quite put those together yet. We're just in the beginning stages of them, but we thought it would be, again, something really cool for some of you guys if you wanted to do some kind of membership to help us and become members of our channel and our community, that would be amazing. Again, we're still in the beginning processes of all this, but we're going to keep trying that. So we'll let you guys know for sure when we actually get it done. It might take a little bit, but that's about it. Thank you again, Nathan Wright, so much for all that. Thank you for the $2 again, man. You are coming in clutch. We really appreciate you. Where is that other comment?
The Fantasy League one?
I'm trying to go from where my last thing was.
Oh, I see.
Jameis Winston got LASIK eye surgery. He can see better now. Well, that's still left to be determined. Man, we are just so far behind on these. There's two of you. Stop screwing on your iPods and skateboards and do your job. Oh, gosh. There's two of you. Stop screwing on your iPods and skateboards and do your job, and you'll get more subs. We are doing our job. We're getting subs. We have 2.5. We have 2,500 almost. I mean, I think we're cool. We're doing pretty good, and we appreciate every single one of them. The Colts need to believe in themselves. ID Smith TV. Wait a minute. Isn't this the guy that said he was a Texans in Texas that was a Colts fan? Isn't this the guy? Is that who it is? I don't remember. I think that's who he is. Isn't it? ID Smith TV? I thought I saw you on Twitter. That if not, I'm sorry. I know that I might be mistaken identity, but somebody said that. But either way, ID Smith TV in here. This is the first time I'm seeing him in here, but the Colts need to believe in themselves. Yeah. I think they have a new sense of urgency this year. I feel there's a new optimism in that locker room this year. And I think that they're going to not take things for granted this year. The Colts were way healthier, minus running back possibly, than the Chargers. I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, our offense was. Who the hell disliked it? That you that will be a smart move by you. I don't even know what Rich is saying half the time now. Good one, dislike now. Now the other one. Oh, Outrage Gamer. Yo, what's up, Outrage Gamer? Man? Good to have you back in here, man. Good to have you back in here. Rich Kendall, Super Bowl III.
It was a long time.
Outrage Gamer, Pascal's underrated still. Yep, we definitely agree with that. Who was the guy that's put in our comment recently that said if DeReese keeps up what he's doing, that Pascal will have a hard time making the roster?
Yeah, I saw that comment. Yeah, that was interesting.
That's a really odd take. I mean,
yeah, I didn't.
Zack Pascal had 650 yards last season.
And Reese hasn't. We love Reese, but he hasn't even played a snap in the NFL, like in a meaningful game. I mean, really, he hasn't done a ton.
Good, it gone. Thank you, Tristan. Thank you for keeping us updated. Jeremy in here. What's up, Outrage? That's it. 42 likes. All right, y'all are doing good. Y'all are hitting me up. Nap Philosopher X. So how many TDs will TY and Rivers have this year? What did we say in the video?
I think like 6 or 7, 5, 6, 7, somewhere around there.
I thought it was like 5 or 6 or something. I thought I said it was around that area. TY's never been a tremendous touchdown scorer. I think Pittman will have more, but I think he could get anywhere from 5 to 7 this year. I mean, that's what I think. Go check out our recent video of the over-under for the offensive players, and you'll get that answer.
Yep, we have both for offense and defense.
Brock 16-18. Darius Leonard is the best linebacker in the AFC South and top 3 in the NFL. No question. That's not even a discussion. That's completely true. Dude, Leonard put 16 game stats up in 12 games. I mean, it's funny, Cody, because he missed 4 games. He still finished 27th in the NFL in tackles last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's a maniac for a reason.
Yeah, he's the maniac for a reason. Tristan is starting to scare me. I want him to scare every single person that dislikes. But But those stats aren't even better than the 16 game stats. Tristan's like, I'm not trying to, I swear. You all know Pharrell, the broadcaster for sports. 45 likes. Let's go. Hey, let's go. I'm gonna check this for myself. I think Tristan's
Eric,
not lying.
You're on your iPods. Get off.
Get off the iPods. You know, the iPod that was so 2010. We're at 46 likes actually. So
nice.
Let's go.
Did you have one of those iPod shuffle things? Like I had a light blue one. I remember it was iPod Nano. That's what it was called.
I think I did.
Okay. That was middle school, man.
iPod when it first came out. Yeah, it stinks because that ended up getting trashed when I had my first car accident. I still had the iPod. Bummer. Yeah, I had my first car accident and it ended up resulting in the water. So it was
mine. I had mine for a while and then I accidentally it went through the wash and it stopped working, which is a real bummer because I had some definitely some songs from my middle school days.
Oh yeah. I had my first. I talked to my first girlfriend on an iPod, so I mean, some memories on that thing, right?
I mean, I listened to some of those, some music that like I felt so cool listening to, and now I'm like, why did I listen to this? This is so stupid.
I'd much rather listen to the music I listened to in middle school than what I do now. A lot of times,
really.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got off track.
Field, he had one of the highest pressure rates. Yeah, I mean, Banagoo was very efficient when he was on. That is very true.
He was, yeah. Bobby Wagner, only linebacker.
No. Didn't Anthony Walker this year have more tackles than Bobby Wagner?
That is something I'll have to check on my iPod, but I'm not gonna. No, but I look at it as like tackles aren't everything. So I mean, Bobby Wagner's a good linebacker.
Yeah, I understand, but Wagner's not committing the turnovers that what Darius is. Yeah. Darius is forcing a lot more turnovers than Wagner. Leonard will be better than Kuechly. That's saying a lot. If Kuechly's one of the best linebackers to ever play the game, I mean, Kuechly's a once in a generational linebacker. I mean, if Leonard becomes that, we already kind of answered this question with Paul S. Applegate. How many TDs will Rivers have with TY alone? We said between 5 and 7. Go check out our recent video of 2020 over-unders for the Colts offense, and you'll see. Wait, Tristan, what happens at 100 likes?
Tristan bursts into this stream and screams, "Oh yeah!"
Yeah, I'm gonna get Tristan on the live stream if we're gonna do that to celebrate his hard work. Okay, yes.
Tristan, doing great work.
If you continue to keep coming into these streams and doing this, I'm legitimately gonna get you. I'm legitimately gonna make you just a moderator just for the hell of it, just because I like you and what you do in all these streams. Hold on, I'm just checking all these comments, making sure I didn't miss anything else down below. Okay. We got a Lamar Jackson here. Lamar Jackson isn't the best QB in the NFL, but he is the best player in the NFL. Think about that for a minute. It's a question you have to think about. I can't say he's the best. Can't say he's the best. I think that's Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, when you look at what that guy is able to do every game, he just adds an element that just has not been able to be stopped. I mean, Lamar Jackson even met his maker in Tennessee. I mean, honestly, I don't know if you agree with that. I mean, I would say Lamar Jackson's very close. I mean, he was MVP for a reason last year. No question about that.
Yeah, he does offer obviously a lot more in the running game, which is huge. But Lamar Jackson also has a better overall, I would argue, a better overall team than Patrick Mahomes does.
Yeah, he may not have the offensive weapons of a Patrick Mahomes, but I mean, Patrick Mahomes, his arm talent is second to none.
right? And I mean, Lamar Jackson has a good defense. He had a pretty solid running game. Like, there are some Patrick Mahomes literally willed his team to win in certain games. He's just that good.
A. Jackson with 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
I could get on board with that.
I could get on board with it. I think he might have a few more touchdowns than that, but if he's only throwing 6 interceptions, I mean, that is really good.
Yeah, that would indicate to me the Colts are running the football really well if that happens.
Tyreek Hill, name me one better than him. Hopkins, maybe. Yes, absolutely. He's better.
That's your own question.
Julio Jones, absolutely yes. I don't care what the stats say. Put Julio Jones on a team that actually can get him the freaking football, then Julio Jones is the best wide receiver in football. Easy. When you're 6'4", 225 pounds, run a 4.4 40, nobody is better than you. And have hands that you can just throw people. Absolutely. D-Hop, Jones, and Thomas. Thank you, Waylon Sembley. That's the first time I've seen. Again, it's just Hopkins, Thomas, Jones here. Everybody's agreeing at this point. I'm assuming he means Edelman.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he means Edelman, even though we know that's crap. Please, no more Jacoby Brissett. Let him leave after this year. They might end up doing that. Okay, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Like, you can have your own opinion.
Yeah, you can have your own opinion. I mean, Tyreek Hill adds a new dimension to an offense that none of those guys do. But, I mean, they're all better pass catchers, and they're all guys that can play on the inside better than Tyreek can. The blame for Andrew Luck's injuries is Ryan Grigson's fault. Absolutely. 100% true, Toby.
Yeah.
I mean, Andrew Luck still beat the Chiefs when losing 10-38. I told you that story of where I was when that happened. Yeah,
you did. I was out of the country. Actually, we were coming back into the country, and I couldn't watch it actually physically. So I just had to watch the game highlight thing, the play-by-play thing. And I was like, how did they come back? Because when we got off the plane, they were down by a ton. It's crazy.
Concussion, broken ribs, a lacerated kidney, another concussion, a torn labrum in his shoulder. And he literally could not throw anything in his arm after that 2017 season, the 2016 season, actually.
Yeah.
Couldn't throw anything. That arm was dead. He couldn't do this.
Right.
And that's how dead the arm was. So there's that. The 2 concussions, a lacerated kidney, 3 broken bones, a torn up shoulder, and then an ankle and calf injury that would not stop working. Yeah. I guarantee you most quarterbacks do not go through that many injuries before they say done. You're not winning this conversation, Rich. You're not winning this. Andrew Luck did not just leave. He left because he knew he just had to go, and he had to go enjoy life. There's other things outside of football. He's made enough money. He had a new wife. He had a kid on the way. He had money. He knew he needed to be away from football because it was dragging his health down. Okay? Mm-hmm. And to answer this question, yes. Thank you. One of Andrew Luck's best games was versus the Chiefs. Yep, absolutely. I think that is his best game, to be honest. Most memorable game, actually.
Yeah.
A BTJ Fantasy League, we'll probably have to think about that. Paul S. Applegate again. I have no issues with Luck. Did you guys know that Luck chose to stay in Indy because of how much he liked living here? That's what a lot of players say. They enjoy living in Indianapolis. It's a nice state to live in. It's a nice city to be around. It's a very lively place, a lot of things to do. It's especially for people who have families, right? Especially for the reason Phillip Rivers kind of wanted to come here because, for 9 freaking kids, it's a great place to raise a family. It really is. It's a great home field environment. It's just really fun.
Absolutely.
I'm not even gonna reply to that Mitchell McConnell one. I just don't want to get too.
We're not going to do that.
I don't want to get too political here.
No,
you can have your opinion on it. I may or may not have the same opinion as you, but I'm not going to worry about it.
Yep.
If we get a top 12 to 15 QB play out of Rivers, similar to what San Francisco got from Jimmy G, how far can we go? I think that we could definitely see ourselves in the playoffs. I would like to see him, more around that 10 to 12 area. If we get him at that, then I definitely think that this team can definitely be a threat to whoever we play against. Honestly. Just checking these to make sure I didn't miss anything that came up. Okay. Again, you guys are just going crazy with this chat today. I'm not even able to keep up with all these.
No, it's crazy.
Hey, Jackson, Cody, and Derek, keep this going. Nice content. Keep us fans interested. Hey, Jackson, thank you so very much. That's what we do it for, guys. We do it for you guys. We enjoy doing this. And, we know there's not a lot of Colts podcasts out there.
Right.
And that's what we want to do. We want to provide content, and that's what we want to do. Just, be able to provide content out there for Indianapolis Colts fans. I know we don't get talked about a lot, but there's a lot of us out here, and we want something to talk about.
Right. It's crazy, Derek, because we were talking off air. Like, there's not a ton of Colts podcasts on YouTube. It's weird. Like,
yeah, it really is.
So we're happy to fill that void and hopefully be your source for Colts info and Colts news and Colts discussion and everything in between. Okay. Gage. Yep.
Gage Kistler. What rookie are you most excited to see this year? Yeah. Which one? I think it's got to be Pittman for me. I'm really excited to see what this kid can do.
I am too. I just want to see. Jonathan Taylor was so insane at Wisconsin. I want to see how that translates to the NFL level.
Justin's agreeing with you there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm intrigued to see some of those later round picks too. Like, I want to see how Isaiah Rodgers does. I mean, that dude is fast. He ran a 4.28, I think.
4.28.
So he's got speed. He's been joking on social media about how he only has a 90 rating on Madden, which is absolutely insane.
Keep going and answer this next question. I got to get a water.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see him. And even like Desmond Patman. We may not be able to see Desmond Patman, obviously, because of the preseason, but he's just a physical freak type of guy. I've noticed the Colts have done that recently, right, where they've later round guys, they've kind of taken chances. And you think Marvell Tell last year, even EJ Speed, they've taken some chances on some of these younger guys and some of these more physically gifted guys in later rounds could potentially develop into something good. And so I think the same deal here with Desmond Patman could potentially be really good. All right, I'll answer the next one from Jack. He said, can you see us potentially trade Autry before the season? I mean, for me, it really depends on, do you feel like you need to save some cap money by trading Autry? I mean, I probably wouldn't, honestly, just because I feel like you need depth. And also, just does Tyquan Lewis impress you a little bit? You haven't really seen a whole lot from Tyquan Lewis up to this point. If he impresses you, and if he's outperforming Autry, definitely, I think. I don't know how much trade value would be out there for Autry, honestly. So I would probably honestly say it's more likely that he would just outright get cut than get traded, because I just don't see much value in Autry at this point. I mean, I think you would have got more value out of him last year off those, 9.5 sacks or 9 sacks or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say probably more likely for him to get cut, but I probably would not be getting rid of Autry because he's proven that he can get to the quarterback and he can be a playmaker for you, and he can block kicks too, which is huge.
Well, we got Jack Adams voting for a fantasy league, Miles Bryan voting for a fantasy league, Brock 1618. I'd love to do fantasy. You guys might be convincing us at this point. Trading Autry is a huge possibility.
Maybe it'll be like a buy-in.
Oh, your mic, Cody.
Oh, you're good. Sorry. I thought it was good. Maybe it'll be like a buy-in fantasy league or something. I've seen those have gone really well. So who knows? We'll think about it.
Rich, I've seen people go on YouTube and stream and say, and call people cocksuckers and still get $100 donations from random people. Okay. I think us wearing our hats backwards is not going to be the worst thing in the world to keep donations from coming in. And most of the people that we associate ourselves with on the Fan to Fan network, a lot of them wear their hats backwards. Okay. And they get donations too. So I don't think it's a huge deal.
Nah.
Let me see here. Let me keep moving down these comments. I need to see a couple more. Truly beastly team. Whether they can stay healthy and play smart will determine outcome. Boiler honky dude. Hey, he's back in here. Yeah, our main thing is we need to stay healthy. That's true. Autry cannot be traded. If we don't trade him, we will give the most underrated D line. I feel like that statement contradicts itself, doesn't it?
A little bit.
I think that
So he can't be traded. If we don't trade him, maybe he meant to say if we do trade him, he'll be. Tristan
says we have 47. So
that was probably a bit ago. So I'll check the updated list here. I mean, we're still catching up.
Tom C9. Excited to see the 1-2 punch at running back with Mack and Taylor. You mean the 1-1 punch? It's the 1-1 punch.
As Sirianni says.
Bold prediction: the Colts versus the Seahawks, Super Bowl 55. Kirby Hayes in here. Hey, mean,
love it.
Really? Miles Bryant, screw off.
Oh man, it's coming to our defense now.
Bother me too much. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. I
see something.
Hold on. I need to find.
How do you get it?
I'm getting it. Hold on. Give me a second.
Okay. I see it like it looks like a timer's going down. I'm like, how do we get it?
I'm working on it.
Oh, you're good.
Jack
I'll keep going.
Adams with the $5 super chat. Keep those hats backwards. Thank you, Jack Adams. You are the man. We appreciate you, Jack. I really do. Thank you, man, so much, dude. That's incredible. Thank you, Jack Adams, again, so much for the super chat, man. Really appreciate you. Appreciate you being here in the streams, too. You're always a loyal one, always a guy that is in the stream talking to us all the time. Really appreciate you, man. Really appreciate you. Marcus Johnson started to play very well at the end of last year. Yeah, that's a name we haven't really talked about a lot. You think he could make a spot here at some point?
He's number 5 right now. I think he really has a shot because he's been in the system. Even previously to coming to the Colts, he was with Frank Reich in Philadelphia.
His job. They're battling for that job of telling us who's likes. Oh no, Bobby Wagner had more tackles. Okay, thank you for enlightening me on that. But I kind of expect
more games.
Yeah, I expect Bobby Wagner to. Well, I think he was referring to when I said Anthony Walker had more, but I fully expect Bobby Wagner to have more than.
Yeah.
The last 2 years, Anthony Walker has only had 20 less tackles than Wagner. So, yeah, I mean, it goes to show the difference between their tackle numbers is not that far off. You can help me, bro. You are my assistant. We're forming an alliance here between Rich and Tristan right now. What is going on? Miles Bryant, you're scaring me, Tristan. What have you become? Tristan, do you pay me or am I an intern? Okay, are we establishing like some kind of international like deal going on right here? No, let's not start a revolution. Okay, let's not do that.
Get back to Colts content here.
Wagner, Bobby just gets more recognition because of his team. That's really, really, really true. Niski, and because Bobby Wagner was also part of that. Yep, Niski Cap is back. Niski Cap, thank you so much. And we're actually wearing our caps today, our Colts caps, so we fixed really well with that. But yeah, you're right, because Bobby Wagner was on that original, Seattle Legion of Boom, right? I mean, Bobby Wagner's been around there for a while. Yeah, but Lamar had Mahomes numbers with rushing yards. He didn't have passing yards like Mahomes did. No, he did not have. He did not have 5,000 passing yards. He did not.
And when it came down to it, I mean, Lamar fizzled out, and Patrick Mahomes rose to the occasion and won the Super Bowl, obviously, against the best defense in the league. So, I mean, I can't go against Patrick Mahomes.
Jackson is the best until he wins a Super Bowl. I cannot agree more. Rich, do your job. It's at like 49 likes. Come on, get to work. they're yelling at each other now. You guys are killing it. I've been away for a while, but I follow everything on Twitter and keep up the great work, homies. Gage, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you doing that. Appreciate the kind words, man.
So we're at 49, huh?
I guess so. So should I start using caps lock then? Yeah, if you want to be more recognizable, I guess. Lamar Jackson isn't as good as Derrick Henry. Oh my God. Y'all worship Derrick Henry like he is the god. I mean, I understand he's your king, but your king is not better than every other player in the NFL, okay?
Jones, he's good. Thomas, I mean, it's like tackling an offensive lineman.
Okay. Jones, Thomas, Adams. So he has Jones ahead of Thomas and Adams. Oh, he has Devontae Adams in his top 3. Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, some people do have Devontae Adams up there. I mean, Devontae Adams is a top 5 wide receiver, no question.
Yeah.
You think Paris Campbell breaks out this year? If he stays healthy, absolutely. I think those numbers will just skyrocket.
Agree.
28 people on YouTube right now and 11 people on Twitter. It's crazy, guys. We got 40 people up in here, man. It's good, man. You guys are doing great.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are doing if you haven't yet, we love a like, love a subscription. That way you can make sure you know when we post a new video, because we try to post multiple per week. So
yep. And we're going to be doing more live streams like this a lot more often. We're going to probably have like 1 or 2 per week. I mean, now that we found a place that we can start streaming, and I'm going to get a new PC. I actually have a guy at work. He's actually a kid. He's actually 17, but he's put together like a crap ton of computers. He's actually built computers for like his entire family. He's actually going to build me a computer.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's going to build me a new computer, and it's gonna run so well. I mean, I'm going to be able to do so much with it versus what I can do on my thing now. 48 likes. There we go.
Yep, that's good.
Pat's got Cam because he needed a way back into agency. Pat's needed a mobile quarterback. Cam said, well, I'm going to be unemployed or take this cheap life raft. And, gave him a chance to, go and do stuff, It gave him a chance to
on your couch.
Yeah, exactly. The year the Broncos had that crazy defense, he came back with a lacerated kidney versus the Super Bowl winning defense. Exactly. He played, he finished the game against the Peyton Manning led team. And they won that game. I remind you.
Yep.
So Well, Rich says, well, they better protect Rivers better than they did Luck. And they will. Their offensive line way better from that. Rich, you can learn a lot from Miles. Apparently Miles is joining in their revolution as well. You guys are hilarious. Miles, Tristan, and Rich, you guys are funny dudes. Brandon Stokely down. I hate you. Hate you, outrage gamer. So proud of you, Miles. What is going on? I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, and my cat coffee. Guys, we're talking football here. We're not.
We have talked about other things though, so I'll allow it.
8 or 6. Think you could be a top 6 or 8 quarterback in the league this year?
Gosh, I mean, he was top 5 2 years ago. So
yeah, in 2018, he was a top 5 quarterback. His numbers proved it.
I really think that's a possibility. I mean, I know he doesn't have as good of like established receivers, I guess you could say, as he did with the Chargers, but better offensive line, better running game. I don't think he's going to have to put up, all those stats necessarily. He still will be efficient, I feel like, but it'll allow him to not have to throw it 30, 40 times a game. So,
yeah, exactly. I think he can be top 10, no question about it.
Yeah.
Jose carry on. Well, Frank won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles, so they can actually go for a run this year. Yeah, but I mean, their team was just so well ran that year. They had a great team all around.
They did.
It's going to be the kicker next year. We kind of both agreed that it was Chase.
But I wouldn't throw. I mean, I would not rule out Hot Rod.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm Biggity Beck, Arrowhead
Welcome
Sports. Good to have you back, sir. Glad to have you back. Pittman's exciting. Yeah, I mean, Frank Reich was very excited about getting Pittman. I mean, they wanted Pittman all along. They did. They wanted Pittman. They made it. They made that clear. As long as Rivers doesn't suck, we're going to be okay. This year is for the defense to grow, though. I think next year's defense could be really dangerous. Quite possible. Which one of you is Zach and which one of you is Fountain? I think Cody is Zach and I'm Fountain.
Really?
Just because, yeah, I think just the way their personalities are. I think my personality is so much more like Fountain's, to be honest.
I mean, Zach was super chill.
Yeah, Zach is super chill. Yeah, he was super chill. And not to say he wasn't talkative and he wasn't giving us good answers. It's just he was a lot more straight to the point, of what he was trying to get across. So, and Doris just kind of went on with his answer, which was fine. We enjoyed that. We enjoyed both of them. Mm-hmm. It was just different ways they came across. Can't wait to see Pittman number 2 wide receiver for sure because of his size and hands. Yep, absolutely. Tell versus Rhodes can be one of the most interesting battles in training camp. Yeah, I think Rhodes wins it at first, but yeah, do not sleep on Marvell Tell getting a chance here, guys. He's been doing really well. Even Zach Hicks has been saying Marvell Tell had a stretch there in 2019 where he was just good.
Yeah.
PTJ streaming for 2 hours and 11 minutes.
That tells you how far behind we are.
Yeah. Someone is disliked. Let me see. We're going to keep going because a couple of these are just Rich and Tristan talking. I'm hoping that Rhodes signing will push Tell to really become better. I want that more than Rhodes, honestly. Rhodes is a great veteran presence. Yeah, that's what we think he's been doing. I mean, Rhodes is going to be that presence for this very young and inexperienced secondary. And for when the next couple years that these guys keep learning this stuff, and Xavier Rhodes is just going to keep passing this knowledge and this wisdom, this secondary is going to be good in a few years, guys. Just watch.
All right. Yeah. I have the sun right in my face, so I might go close the shades here. Go ahead. Go ahead and answer.
Close the freaking shades. All right.
I will. I'm going to mute myself so you don't hear in case, I don't know, if something happens.
What's going to happen, guys? Put something in your chat, guys, for what you think Cody could be doing in the corner of that room. Jose Caron might not have the biggest year. Pittman might not, because I think we're going to involve a lot of 2 tight ends playing. So maybe Burton is the real secret weapon. I did put a post on Fan to Fan Network for all of you that are in here. Fan to Fan Network. I put a post on the tight ends being the secret weapon for the Colts this year on offense. Be sure to go check that video out. Yeah, I mean, Taekwon's just a bust. Some of them you just get, some of you don't. Well, you're not getting my $1 million donation. Oh, well, so what? So what, man? You're not even going to give us $1 million. You wouldn't even spend the time doing that. I'd like to see this kid, Isaiah Rodgers, make the squad. Yeah, I think he could. He's very athletic. I think he's going to simply for his special teams. Cody, now they're trying to get Rich to be removed from the internship program.
Oh, man, what did he do?
he said he wasn't going to give us $1 million donation. So,
why not?
I don't know, because of our backwards hats. That's what it is.
Okay, so Rich, if I turn my hat forward, will you give us $1 million?
Yeah, will you give us at least one donation? If you do, I'm serious. I swear to God, Cody, do it with me. Do it with me.
We doing it
real quick.
All right. There we go.
Hold up. Okay, hold on a second. We're gonna prove something here, chat. We're gonna prove something. Hold on. Just Jack Adams, don't get mad at us real quick. Okay, we're gonna fix it in a second. Just give me 1 second. He said he's fired. This is so funny. What is going on in this chat, y'all? Y'all are something else. Stop.
Man, we got people like following, like we got like a cult started in this chat. This is wild.
We seriously did, for real. Jack Adams is a beast in here. You're not jobless. Oh man. Jose Rogers has talent. Kid can return kicks too, but Hines will obviously get it. Well, Hines is going to be the main punt returner.
Yeah.
Did you see the stats actually, Cody, from what Hines did in punt returns this year?
Yeah, he was up there at the top. Like he had 2, and it was like close to the top, right?
The top 3 return guys of all of 2019 from punt returns. Hines had 1/4 of the returns that they did, and he had more touchdowns than them.
Wow.
He had 9 returns, punt returns, 9. Those other guys were getting 30 plus, and they didn't get any touchdowns. Wow. Not 2 in the same game. I mean, holy cow.
But we decided Chester Rogers was a better option. I don't get that. I don't get that.
I got to go, man. Talk to you later. Outrage Gamer, thank you so much for being in here, man. It was a pleasure. Pleasure having you in here.
For 2.5 hours of streaming. Dang.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think Outrage came in here a little late. I think he came in right before the 2-hour mark, so.
Yeah. Dang, we're at 40 at one point. Now we're at about 30, 27. So shout out to everybody who was there, man.
We're still getting some good people. Our wide receiver core is solid. I like it a lot. How about his guards and run game? Well, the Colts have a top 10 run game, no question. They're trying to get a top 5 running attack this year, which I think they can. Quentin Nelson obviously is the best guard in the game. Glowinski's a much better run guard than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go down this list again. Just make sure I'm not missing anything. And go all the way back to there. Okay. I really hope Blankenship makes the roster because I have wanted him since he was a sophomore. From Taylor Kern 7. Okay. Yeah, we're hoping Blankenship makes the roster too. I think we'll probably end up getting him. I just hope they don't bring Vinatieri back. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Whatever they decide, I'm good with. But yeah, I just don't want Vinatieri. But did you see actually the picture? I think it was Blankenship. He was working with Vinatieri. Interesting enough.
Yeah, he said the first day he came into Indy, he got to meet him. So
that's awesome.
Here's a good question. Kirby Hayes, will Teray be ready week 1?
Should be. Should be good to go.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because he got hurt pretty early on in the season. Was it like week 4, week 5? He got hurt.
5 or 6. Yeah, it was earlier.
So it was like October-ish. So he should be fine. It'll be over a year or just under a year, I guess. But
Teray is the man I want to watch. He seems really hungry. Yeah, absolutely. Where am I going? Oh, here's an LGRW. Lamar Jackson barely had more passing yards than Tannehill, and Tannehill way less games. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And we obviously know Lamar Jackson is the best dual threat quarterback out there. We obviously know this. I'm just saying, yeah, you can't have Jackson up there with being a better player than Mahomes right now. You can't. Niski Cap, not an NFL question, but have you guys seen the Seattle Kraken logo? If you have, do you have any opinions? It's just some of the biggest sports news recently. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really unique. Actually, I wouldn't even say it's really unique. It's kind of just original. It just has a modern theme put on the anchor. I thought it was really really cool though.
I have not seen it. I'm going to look it up here.
Yeah, look it up.
Oh,
how long
Seattle?
Is TY Seattle Kraken logo?
Kraken.
How long is TY staying in the NFL? He said he wants one more contract extension after this year, and he said that's going to be his last. So it'll probably be another 3 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Taylor Kern, I really hope to be on your podcast soon to talk Colts. Hey, man, if you want to, be sure to DM us if you're interested. We can talk about that, possibly having you on. We're always interested.
I'd love to do a stream where we can like somehow have fans come on for just like a little bit and like just hear about where you guys are from and everything like that.
RB is about that. Yeah, for all of you that are in here, DM us if you're very interested in wanting to be on one of these streams, and we'll bring you on. We can bring you on. We can ask some questions, talk to you guys, how you became fans of the podcast and other things like that. We can do that, and that's fine.
Yeah, I know Tristan will be on here.
Yeah, Tristan definitely going to be on here. I know a couple of guys. I'm going to have to get Nathan on here, Nathan Wright, Jack Adams. We're going to have to get on here. Reese KFN, we're going to have to try to get on here. He's been a real one, too. That's one thing. I haven't seen Reese in here today.
No, he must be busy.
Must be busy today. What about Speedy? P. Campbell's a return guy. Yeah, he'll be a kick return guy for sure.
I feel like that'd be wise to do.
Jeremy Douglas, 1 away from 50 likes. Y'all are. Tristan is just forming an alliance in this chat. I love this. I think it's hilarious. Let's get to 40 views. I'm going to keep going here for a second. I want to see if I missed any.
The Colts cult.
Don't make the wrong cult, only the right Colts. Yeah, that's true. Miles, you can make the cut. Rivers won't have to throw 40 times a game. Yeah, that was what the Colts were trying to do in 2018 with Andrew Luck. I mean, y'all remember in the Bills game, the Bills had one of the better run defenses in the NFL, and Andrew Luck threw 21 passes in that game?
Yeah.
It was like 21 or 23. It was low 20s.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want for that for sure. 51 likes. Are we seriously at 51 likes? No way.
I don't know.
Are we at 51 likes?
Let me look. Sorry, Rich. I gotta get on my iPod again.
We're at 50 likes. Another 4 likes, guys, and we'll have beaten it.
I mean, let's shoot for
all
60.
Right, guys, let's try and actually get some freaking questions in here. Y'all are just spamming this chat by talking to yourselves.
Yeah.
Jeremy Douglas, he was put into a good situation, an established veteran as the primary target to get down the field, and then he'll be the big red zone body. Yeah, absolutely. Bring the juice and subscribe. Arrowhead Sports knows what's up.
Yeah. Let's see. Did we gain any subscribers? I haven't looked.
Jeremy, no. We were at 2,247 before we started the stream.
Okay. Well, we gained 2, so that's cool.
Jeremy, no, he can't. He'll never play like AJ Brown. Wait a minute. Oh, Pittman. Yeah, Pittman. Okay. Okay, well, here's the thing. Pittman may not be an over-the-top target like AJ Brown, but Pittman has better hands. He's absolutely a better possession receiver than AJ Brown. So I would say that. All right, Tristan squad, we need to talk Colts and calm down a little bit. LOL. I appreciate you, Miles, for bringing some sensitivity into this. You know what? Actually, I'm going to do this. Hold on a second. Let me know if you think this is better. Think it's better that we did.
Great. That is so much better. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I just took the logo off. So
Love it.
Okay. Sweet. Okay. AJ Brown's overrated. Well, guys, look, I think AJ Brown's a very good wide receiver. I mean, he obviously was the best rookie wide receiver last year because of, just what he was able to do with his explosive plays. But I mean, AJ Brown still has some developing to do. He absolutely does.
He does.
Jeremy and Arrowhead, good job. How long till Andy Reid has a KC barbecue heart attack? I'm surprised he hasn't had one yet.
Have you seen the picture of Andy Reid like holding the play sheet? And it's literally like a menu from like Denny's or something.
No, I didn't see that.
It's hilarious.
That's funny.
All right, where are we at?
I'll think he's better than TY. That's true, Jeremy. These Titans fans are out here just like sharing utter blasphemy, honestly.
And you would think that like from how much they're trash talking, the Titans have won the division. Like they did basically what the Colts did in the 2000s. You would think that, but in reality, they haven't won the division in over a decade. So there y'all go.
TY is a gamer. Yep, absolutely. Man, we've been on here for over 2.5 hours, man. Don't even really feel like it.
No, the last one, but we felt it when we went 3 hours. We were dying.
Yeah, it's definitely very funny.
All right.
Okay.
They're just arguing right now from what I can see.
Okay. Nope, I took care of that. I took care of it. He's gone.
Wait, what happened?
Put him in timeout.
Oh, what's his name?
Rich. Put Rich in timeout.
Put Rich in timeout.
Yep. There was a comment. There was a comment down below that I did not approve of, and he's in timeout for a minute. If he wants to be in this chat, and he can stop using bad language, I would appreciate it. Stop calling people names. Okay.
Gotcha. We are
all right. We're flipping
chat.
the hats back.
All right.
Just in spite of Rich. All right. You guys don't look
rude
cool anymore.
Now we do. We're back to being
now
cool.
We do. We got him back. Andy Reid going to get a robot bodysuit to stay alive for years after he gets a Jones barbecue and puts on his heart attack. Yeah, Arrowhead. Steven in here like, dude, get the hell out of here. I can finally get a jersey with my name on it. That's not me.
Taylor, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I got to go. I will leave Miles in charge. I know you won't fail me. Hey, Tristan, appreciate you, man. It's always great to have you in here, man. Thank you for being in here. Again, you're one of the OGs of this chat. Really appreciate you. Yeah, and Miles will certainly take care of everything, I'm sure. We're almost running out of comments to where I think taking away all of Rich's comments at the moment just took half of the comment section away.
Yeah.
I miss AV. He's too inconsistent now, and it's time for Chase, but we should have his number 4 in the Ring of Honor. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely. How many years has he been with the Colts?
Since 2006. He came over his first year was when they went and won the Super Bowl.
Okay, so yeah, it's 14 years. I mean, you played for one team for that many years. You absolutely deserve a spot in the Ring of Honor. Absolutely.
He's been playing like before I was born. It's wild.
Yeah, when did he come into the NFL?
I know he was playing when the Patriots played the Packers in the Super Bowl in like the 90s. So he's been playing since then.
It feels like it's been an eternity. Yeah. You should check out Michael Pittman's Twitch channel. Yeah, I need to check out his YouTube a little more because that dude is funny. TY is disrespected. He's the best receiver in the AFC South. Yeah, I mean, after Hopkins being gone now, yeah, absolutely. He definitely is. Jack Adams, you meant AJ Brown. No, he meant T.Y. Hilton. Absolutely.
Still sticking around.
Can I get on the live stream? All right, Toby. Yeah. Absolutely, dude. DM us sometime, and we'll talk about getting you on because we're gonna do that. We're gonna try and get a subscriber YouTube thing on here. Jonu Smith, talented. Don't sleep. He is the best tight end in the South.
There's not a lot of great tight ends in the South, though.
There's not a lot of great tight ends in the South, so that's perfectly logical.
But Jack Doyle, come on. I love Jack Doyle. You can't go against him.
Season. That's right. He's been in the league for one season. T.Y. got hurt last year. It's no wonder he was the better wide receiver last year because he got hurt. Exactly.
Yeah.
Could we say Doyle's better, though?
Yep. I mean, overall as a tight end, yeah.
Yeah, overall as a tight end.
I mean,
only 11 yards per catch. What was AJ Brown's?
He also had a quarterback that didn't throw the ball down the field. So
yeah, exactly. You know that we were almost dead last in throwing the ball over 20 yards down the field. Yeah, that's Jacoby Brissett, and Jack Adams confirmed it right there. It's not odd. Yeah. Titans fans think AJ Brown's better than T.Y. already. Doyle can't run. He's reliable. How many touchdowns did Jack Doyle have last season? Didn't he have like 4 or 5?
Yeah, I mean, he's still reliable.
He's just being biased. Yeah, that's what we always are. God, do you think Rocky Sin could become a lockdown cornerback this year? God, in the last 7 weeks of the season, Rocky Sin was actually one of the top 15 best corners in the NFL in general when it came to passer rating allowed. So Rocky Sin was a very good, and I mean very good option at that time. And so Rocky Sin can definitely become a good lockdown corner. I think he's going to learn a lot. I think Xavier Rhodes is going to whip that dude into shape. I think it's all in the mindset of a Rocky Sin, honestly. I think he sometimes gets flustered because he's trying so hard, and when something doesn't go his way, he gets flustered. I think Xavier Rhodes can really get inside his head and help him out.
Yeah, and I mean, he's got that mental toughness. Like, there's a reason why at Temple he was one of the few freshmen to get a single-digit number because he was super tough. He's just that type of player. But, I mean, it's hard enough coming into the league as a rookie corner, let alone coming from Temple, which isn't necessarily, one of those most pro-ready schools right away. So, I mean, all things considered, I think Rocky Sin certainly showed a lot of improvement and should be very encouraging for Colts fans. Just looking forward for Rocky Sin.
Okay, how many targets did Jonnu Smith have? And also, I would like to also know that Jonnu Smith is probably not a better blocking tight end than Jack Doyle. I'm just going to say that.
Jack Doyle is one of the best in the league.
Who gets the next Pat Mahomes-like contract?
Oh, goodness. I don't even know if anybody will. That was a crazy thing. That's unheard of. That's an almost unheard of number, guys. I mean, Lamar Jackson's going to get his. I mean, Lamar Jackson's going to get a 4-year, a 4 or 5 year contract that's going to get him around $35 million or so a year. He is, because of just how dynamic of a player he is, but who's getting that contract? Nobody. Not right now. No.
Big Q does. Who would you rather lead your franchise, Deshaun or Lamar?
Oh, man.
I'm picking Deshaun.
Are you?
Yep, I'm picking Deshaun.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the argument can be made. Deshaun Watson, it's not like he can't run. He can. He's just not Lamar Jackson. But he offers you more in the passing game. I think from what I've seen and what you can see in the NFL, there's this trend towards running quarterbacks. Normally they, RG3, he lit the world on fire and then he gets injured, right? It just stuff happens like that if you don't protect your body. So I think I will go Deshaun Watson too, just because I think he has a chance to be more durable and long-term be a quarterback in this league.
He's
and
more
unless Lamar Jackson can,
basically.
Yeah. I
mean, that's the thing. I mean, because people always say, Deshaun Watson, he's had a lot less to work with, honestly. I know he's had the better wide receiver. I understand that. But, I mean, his offensive lines have always been terrible. He's not had a great run game. He's had a decent run game, but he's not been that. I mean, you put him behind that Colts offensive line, And with what the Colts have right now, Deshaun Watson is easily top 5 quarterback. Easy. And it's not even close.
Yeah.
Not seen the $1 million hat donation yet. Niski cap, Deshaun Watson, no question to me. Yeah, I'm feeling the same. Tristan Tillman's back. Miles, you are the GOAT. 80 likes. Come on. Love Tristan, man. I don't know, Niski. I would say Lamar. Miles, please. Or here's his reasoning. I like his flexibility. Yeah, but I mean, that flexibility isn't winning in playoff games, though. That's my issue. He's 0-2 in the playoffs. I mean, in 2018, he couldn't throw the ball to save his life. And then in the next game, he tried to be the best of both worlds, and it still failed him.
Yeah.
He scored 13 points. Yeah. Tristan's back. Everybody's just happy that Tristan's back in the chat. I love it. I love it. Tristan's just become a fan favorite in the chat. I just feel like Lamar runs a system offense, and now DCs have had an entire offseason to look over his film. Yeah, in playoffs, things get a little tighter. People tend to throw a lot more at you in the playoffs, and that's why it can be a little more difficult. And Tennessee just said, we're going to throw the rock at Lamar Jackson. We're not going to let him kill teams the way that he did in the regular season, which is by letting him run the football, right? So what do? You take away the run. So you force him to throw, which if you're forcing a quarterback to throw rather than run, then that might tell you why you might need to continue to improve. Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen that though, like in the league, like you have to be able to run the football in the playoffs, which is why we think if the Colts get good quarterback play, like they have a chance, like, you know, to make a deep run in the playoffs because they can do both then.
Yeah. I mean, the Colts have one of the better running attacks, and that offensive line will wear somebody down.
That's how Frank Reich loves to do it. Like, he loves to wear teams down. And if he can have a passing offense and also a running game that can do that, like, no question.
And Taylor Kern, again, if you want to see this answer, go check out our over-under on the Colts offensive players this next season. We've answered that question so many times in this live stream, honestly. Here we go. Same thing happened to RG3.
Yeah. The Redskins
and RG3 was a better passer, in my opinion.
Yeah. The Redskins are just idiots, and they ruined his career. But
that sucks. Defensive line needs to show up this year. No excuses. Yeah, now that they got Buckner, they need to show up. That defensive line needs to show up. Absolutely. Yes. Here's the thing, guys. This year, obviously, injuries are going to happen, right? So things are probably going to be unfortunate for a lot of people. But, I mean, the expectations are higher on this team this year. And if this team doesn't perform like we think, we're going to probably be critical of this team a lot more this year because this team's better now, at least on paper, so they should play like it. If I were to start a franchise, I would try to have a system best built to fit Lamar so he can run like cray-cray. I can respect it. I really do. It's just, okay, why do you like Deshaun? I mean, well, we kind of already said it that we think that from a passing standpoint, Deshaun Watson's already a better quarterback in that aspect. And Deshaun Watson's a dual threat quarterback too. He can run. He can break tackles. He can escape the pocket. He can make throws on the run. He's got a strong arm. I mean, and he's got the intangibles. He's smart. He knows how to play. I mean, he's just not the athlete of a Lamar Jackson, but it's so much easier to build a system around a guy like Deshaun Watson than it is to build a system around Lamar Jackson. Because again, Lamar Jackson's system, that's only going to take you so far. That's not going to win you many close football games in the playoffs every year. It's not.
Yeah. And it's like you have to build a system around Lamar, whereas a guy like Deshaun Watson, he is the system. Like, yeah, he is the system. And that's the difference, I think, between why I would rather have a guy like Deshaun Watson than opposed to Lamar Jackson. That's just my opinion.
What's your here? We got something here. Rich is back. I'm fine. I had a couple beers. I'm good now. Rough day, chilling out, all good. Sorry, Tristan, eyes up here, buddy. All right, Rich. We forgive you. Let's just not bring any more profanity in here. Let's just keep that away. Okay. What's your idea on destroying coming in for kicker? I mean, he'd bang a lot of kicks. Is he talking about
is that a hot kicker?
Is that hot? Yeah, is he talking about Hot Rod or?
I don't know, actually.
I have no idea what that Arrowhead. You're gonna have to explain that to me, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Sorry, we don't get the reference.
He just seemed more like a dual threat quarterback to me. Lamar was just more of an exclusive runner. And here's the thing, like Lamar Jackson can pass. I'm not saying he can't. He from year 1 to year 2, he improved very much on his route running on his passing. And believe me, he's had some a few receiver upgrades. Marquise Brown is really good. And you know, some of the tight ends he has, they're good options. And I'm not saying he can't throw. I'm just saying sometimes it feels like he puts the emphasis on the run. And you know, if your run is just as good as your throwing, if not better, then you have issues. I'm just saying your team's just not going to perform at the same level that you would want it to. It's pretty much it. Okay, let's keep going here. What do we got? Don't worry, Jeremy. We'll make sure if Rich says something bad again, then we'll make sure we do something. But we'll give him a chance, the benefit of the doubt here. Was it Mostert trying to leave San Fran? Was it? Is it? Yeah, that was Mostert, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelvin Beatty's up in here, man. What's up, fellas?
What's
Kelvin,
up, man?
Good to see you here, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. If something's wrong in San, Cowboys have a small chance. I don't know if I don't think the Cowboys need him. I don't think that they need Mostert right now.
No, I don't think so. I'm trying to think who even needs him, would even need him. That would make sense.
Yeah, at least not right now.
Yeah. Nah.
Deshaun Watson holding onto the ball too long and taking big hits gives me luck flashbacks.
Yeah,
that is true. And again, you know, that hurt for Andrew Luck because, you know, again, his offensive line was crap. You know, that's
and he was finally making better decisions for himself too. If you remember that first year he was back, like there was that Buffalo Bills game, and he was getting, you know, on the sidelines, he went out of bounds and he asked Frank Reich, "Did I do the right thing?" And Frank Reich said, "Oh yeah." He's like, "I would have body slammed you if you wouldn't have gone out of bounds there." So he was learning how to protect his body. It's just a bummer that he didn't have a guy like Frank Reich in his rookie season to learn from. And I mean, I feel like he could have taken care of his body a lot more, but you know,
it's difficult for a guy that's 6'5" and 230 pounds. That's not a small guy. No. That is a guy that is used to contact. And it's different when you're a quarterback in the NFL. You have to learn to protect your body. And, you know, it's difficult for a guy like that to change his habits like that. Trevor Lawrence will get the next, or hold on, I missed this comment here. Deshaun and JJ Watt should go to the Cardinals and make a good team with Hopkins. Well, I mean, Deshaun ain't going there, but I mean, if they wanted to add JJ Watt, they could. Trevor Lawrence will get the next Mahomes-like contract. It's quite possible if Trevor Lawrence is as good as what people think it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Deshaun Watson over Lamar Jackson for me. Yep. JJ is going to Pittsburgh for a 7th rounder and a bag of Doritos to play with his brothers. That'd be really freaking funny.
Bill O'Brien.
Houston overworked a stud QB and got rid of his best wide receiver. True. I mean, and they got nothing, and they got nothing for him. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
You notice Jamal Adams, who's a top 3 at his position, got 2 first-rounders. They didn't get 1 first-rounder for DeAndre Hopkins, who's arguably the best at his position.
Yeah. Billy, oh, buddy.
Jackson is run first. Watson is pat first. Usually is. Hold up. Got to go get a bag of Doritos.
Yeah, offer it to Bill O'Brien for Deshaun Watson, please.
Yeah, I'll take one too, please. I don't like Doritos. I don't know about you, but I don't like Doritos.
Are you? You're joking.
Never been a fan. Never been a fan.
Oh my gosh.
Don't be judging, all right?
I'm offended by that.
Well, be offended all you want, snowflake.
Oh my gosh.
I'll probably get half the chat being in here, man.
So, what's your favorite chip then?
I don't even really like to have chips now just because I'm trying to cut that out of my diet, but probably like Ruffles, just original classic Ruffles, probably my favorite.
I can't believe you like those more
but
than
I do like Tostitos with the salsa, with the mild salsa.
That's pretty
it's
good.
Always really good to have for a party.
Yes, and especially if you get like buffalo chicken dip. Ooh, good stuff.
You know, I really have been waiting for somebody to blow me away with a buffalo chicken dip. I just feel like I go to restaurants, and every time I go to a restaurant and I try it, it's just not good to me. I feel like somebody
make it homemade.
Yeah, I feel like if somebody made it homemade, it would be better. But
it is. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to make it for me to make it better. But
all right, one of our guys, go make Derek. Just send them your address, and they'll send you some buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah, please do. Lamar Jackson ran 20 plus times versus Tennessee. Even Josh Allen doesn't run that many times, and Allen can't throw accurately past 4 yards. Yeah, that arm strength of his has a lot to do with it. I mean, that's the issue. Is Josh Allen has so much arm strength. Yeah, I mean that's totally true. Lamar, you can't run 20 times in a game, bro. You can't. You gotta pass more. Once you pass more, then you can start running. Then that run game opens up.
Absolutely.
Tennessee also kept
3 hours.
3 hours. The OGs that are in here still 23 people. That's crazy.
Okay, crazy. What time are we setting it at? It's crazy.
I don't know. I'm still going. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm having a good time. I don't have to work tomorrow. I'm feeling myself today. What time you got to work?
We got to be up at gosh, I don't even know. I'll probably try to be up around 6:30 or 7. I got to be in
you could get another hour in here then.
My God.
8 hours. Look. We probably don't even have that many people left in here that we could keep going for that long. Let's just keep going because I can see the comments running low. So,
okay. Well, I'm going to go get, in that case, I'm going to get food, man. I'll be back.
Fine. I'm going to get food after the stream. I already ate bad today. I'm just going to go all out for today. I did really good this week with my diet, and I'm just going to go all out, and I'm just going to be a hog tonight. So.
Could be a hog. I love it.
Absolutely.
All right. I'll be back.
All right. Tennessee also kept him off the field by running the ball and draining the clock. Yeah, Jack Adams, you're absolutely right. That's the best way to keep your best quarterback off the field is by making sure that you keep that person off the field. And by keeping them off the field, you ultimately get a much better understanding of how things work. So, yeah, Jack, you absolutely got it right here. Just the best way to keep people from contributing to the game is to keep them off. And that's why Tennessee did so well in the playoffs, because of the fact that, that they were able to run the ball so effectively. It kept people off of the field, and they didn't have as much time to make things work. You're absolutely right on that. I want to make sure that I'm checking something, guys. Hold up. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay. Whoa, Willie is in here. Opinions of Jamal Adams trade. Yeah, we kind of talked on, I think we, talked about this earlier in the stream. I think it was one of the first things we talked about. And Cody and I agreed that we both kind of saw it from both angles, right? We saw it from both ends. We thought it was a good trade on both. It was obviously better trade by the Tennessee Titans. Freaking Tennessee Titans. My brain's going fried, folks. It's by the Jets. It was a much better acquisition by the Jets to get those picks and what they got. I mean, obviously it was better on their part, but it's just another thing where the Jets got the picks that they wanted. They got rid of the player that they didn't want to pay for, and Seattle got the player that they think can help their defense that helps them win now. So Watson more accurate on the 20-plus yarders and can do it from the pocket more. That's exactly what we were trying to say. Destroying is on YouTube, Donald Delay. Russ has it all in my opinion. Yeah, he has a lot. He definitely does. All right, let's see. What do we got here, I think? Taylor Kern. Thanks, guys. You have one of the best podcasts. I definitely will let you know. Thank you, Taylor. I really appreciate that comment. I really do. So I hope I can get on the podcast. Have a great night. You have a great night too, Taylor. I think we're probably going to cut this short, to be honest, because it seems like we're getting some people that are going to be gone. So I'm going to get through these last few comments, and I think we're going to end it there. The thing that made the Hopkins trade so much worse was that in the same week, the Vikings properly shopped Diggs. Let me text Cody here because Cody's not here. Okay, he's probably doesn't have his phone near him and got a first-rounder back and some change. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah, Kendall, hopefully you're okay, dude. Niski Cap, see y'all on the next stream. If you need a comments pacing check, I did this at 9. All right. If you need a comments pacing check, I did this at 9. All right. Cool. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, probably going to be going here. Miles Bryan, bye, bro. Hey, Derek and Cody, do you watch Pat McAfee's show? If so, did you see when Adam Cole flipped out on him? It was all over Twitter. Yeah, I saw that video. That was really funny. I believe it was staged. I'm quite positive it was staged. Yeah. Because, I mean, I could not imagine that happening in real, like for real. I could not imagine that. Honest to God. I feel like that was just staged, but yeah, I think that's going to do it for this stream, guys. Seems like we're starting to lose some people here, and it's getting late. Cody's tired, so we're going to end it here, but this was awesome, guys. Great stream. It was a lot of entertainment. It was great talking to you guys. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. We really hope you enjoyed. Be sure, like I said, guys, follow Fan to Fan Network, the website, www.fantofannetwork.com, and on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/FTFN. Be sure to look at rosterguide.com. Be sure to check out some of our recent videos, guys. Make sure to leave a comment and subscribe to us. Watch some of our videos. Miles Bryan, loved seeing you, man. Good to see him. We'll hopefully see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much. And from Cody and myself, and as always, go Colts.